Yo, yo.
Yo, you hear me?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
Yep. We
Yes, sir. We litty, baby. All right.
Oh,
Need some of this H2O to quench my growling stomach.
that's the crutch.
It is. I'll admit it. You believe
That was always the case.
that.
For me, I was just "Eek, eek," day or
I'm
morning
not
or
gonna
whatever.
lie. I don't really need it for the hunger. Like, I can push through. Especially, like, recently, as I've been, like, fasting a lot.
Yeah,
Like,
it kind of
I
you
just
kind of
fast, bro.
adapt.
Yeah,
Um,
you do, for sure.
it's something that naturally happens with video games. You won't pee, you
What?
won't drink, you won't eat. You're locked
Oh
in.
no, I'd go to like in between games, of course.
Man, yeah, but like in a certain game where like you ever like put it off, well, crap, I'm
Oh,
already
of
in this
course. I mean,
match and like
of
all
course,
this
of course.
stuff. Yeah.
There would be times where I queue up, like, damn, I kind of gotta go pee, and then be mad as hell when we get the game because I didn't go, and kind of be sticking during the game, but like, still, fuck it, like, we're
Yeah,
balling.
you're kind of tweaking. You're doing all this extra body movement. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
facts.
hilarious.
It'd be like that. It really be like that, bro. Yo,
Uh,
hold up. Why have our vibes kind of matching? Like our room vibes kind of matching? I'm trying to match your color. Let me see if
you
I can match
got
this better.
green.
That matches better. Ooh, wait, maybe this one? Eh,
Hold on. I have I usually have
that's
it
just
turquoise,
too bad.
so
Oh yeah, I forgot you have yours. I was talking about your
not
actual.
doing much, but
I'm not sure you're talking about your walls. I'm just trying to match my lights to your walls.
right. It's kind of weird because like it'll be blue or well, hold up. Let me
Where you go? Where
oops,
you go?
wrong one. It's like
He's
blue.
back. He's back.
He's back. He's out retirement. He's doing the switch up. The
Let's
OG.
go. That's
Bro,
great. That's
I'm
great.
over here wiping the dust off my setup for a call.
Let's
Oh yeah, I have
go,
a microphone.
baby.
Wait, that's there.
Hype. Hype. Yeah, bro. How's your week, bro?
Week's been good. So something I haven't told you, I kind of picked up video games back for the
Awesome,
past
bro.
how long? It was like around November, I think.
Hmm.
Yeah. Sir, that specific car game I was talking about,
Oh, word.
I've been grinding the hell out of that. And it's like I'm almost to the point to where I have everything, which that takes a lot. A lot. And that's also like I was kind of consistent with my eating because of the gym, put me right back to fasting. And I'm like, wait a second. And I hop on that scale and I'm like, hell no. I can't allow that.
That's so funny.
So yeah. First thing I wake up, especially early, I'll just make 4 eggs with rice. Like
That's
250
real, bro.
grams of
I'm not
rice.
gonna lie. I'm
Um,
not gonna lie. In the mornings, I definitely have been considering doing like 4 eggs every morning because I can still kill like 4 eggs, be totally
it's
good,
no
like still
carbs.
mentally sharp. Exactly, like still
Yeah.
be like fully mentally sharp, like still like in the zone. Like honestly, like 4 eggs and it like doesn't like get me bloated at all. Like
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's like my limit where it's like, oh, this is like peak. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like I could do that, but honestly, I kind of just I love being fasted. I'm not gonna lie. It's I'm
You
not
love
gonna
it
lie. I
when you're
kind of
in
got
the state
addicted
of
to it.
fasting, but when you're eating, you're just like when you're eating and kind of putting on weight, you're kind of in that mindset.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Hamza was talking about this yesterday. He made a video called "How to Work Harder," like on his advanced channel, and he was kind of just dropping like a bunch of stuff I've already heard from him. But hearing his like new perspective on it, and especially like because I have experience in it now as well,
Right.
it also adds to it. Like hearing him talk about how like OP fasting really is, and really just in terms of how like clear you can get and how much energy you can stay like conserved. You know what I mean?
Right.
Um, I feel like in terms of like training the skill of like working on digestion, that's something you can do. Absolutely.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So like for me, it's like carbs. I feel like that's a bit different, but I feel like I'm still not even. I feel like carbs don't affect me that crazily. But I do see like I definitely see dip in performance after carbs. Absolutely. But if it's like if I'm staying with like protein, then it's like all right, cool. Like if I'm staying with like meat or eggs or like something like that,
Yeah.
I usually
Honestly,
don't like see a difference in like my mental clarity or my ability to perform.
it's
But
honestly like the volume of the
there
meat.
is like that digestion factor as well, like taking
Yeah.
your energy, right? So you do
Mhm.
have to still take that into consideration. And so that's that's something I like keep into account as well. And so I feel like for me, I think it's really just a priority of goals kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think actually, although I actually like have been like realizing this recently that although I do want to like get bigger, that's not like something that's like that important to me, especially
Right.
not right now.
Yeah.
Um, like one, I actually like am really feeling called to like run again,
Hmm.
and so it's like, well, honestly, like trying to like run a fucking marathon and build muscle is like that doesn't
They're kind
match.
of clashing. Yeah.
Exactly. And so it's like, okay, well, the thing is, I can still run fasted. I can still
Oh
like
yeah.
I could wake up, still run fasted, and I could just work like that. And the thing is, I could still just load up on my calories in like a shorter period, like I already do now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I could do like one, 2 meals a day. You know what I mean? Which is how I like to do, honestly. Like I really don't
Oh
like
yeah.
eating
Like
once or twice a day.
the fast breaker, which would be like eggs, and then like you have your carbs in a minute and like dinner with your wind down.
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's how I had it. Something I've also seen is like
Yeah,
something light in the morning. So
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
maybe
Light is
not
good.
full
I feel
on
like.
eggs, but like when they wake up, because some days, okay, when you've been eating a lot and then you go to fasted, the mental
Yeah,
talk
it's
from your
tough. Yeah,
stomach,
no, that's tough.
it's
Yeah, that's
it's
hard.
it's yelling. And so like doing some like fruit in the morning, that kind of helps. Like have a banana or yo, I
Yeah,
you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
even know about me and honey sandwiches.
Honey
Bro,
sandwiches.
yeah.
That's intriguing. Put me on.
I don't know, man. They've just been part of my life. Like for real. Honey
How
sandwiches
long?
throughout my life. I just three slices of bread, whoop, whoop, eat that. It's gone. I like
It's
honey
real, bro.
sandwiches.
Honey be slamming, bro. Dude,
Honey
that
is
is, bro.
it's kind of a go-to thing.
Dude, dude, like, if I tell you the things I've made, you might look at me strangely. But it's all right,
Hey, average
bro.
dude in the
I've
kitchen,
put,
yeah.
I've, I love putting peanut butter and salami together on a
Salami.
sandwich,
So that
bro. That shit bangs,
salty,
bro.
savory, is that
Yeah,
what I could assume? I
I'm
don't
not
know.
gonna lie. It was birthed out of the struggle, right? And
Hey,
so,
it means
yeah,
that much
I'm from
more.
Newark, but um, uh, like I never like went hungry or anything. Like I was always provided for, and like my dad like always had food on the table. Like never, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Um, but like um, it's not gonna act like we were always in abundance, right? You know what I mean? Like that's just not how it was, right?
Hmm.
And so one day, like I think I'm like 9 or 10, 9, 10, 11, somewhere around there, and I'm in the crib, and then we don't have any bread, but we have bagels, something like that. All right, I'll use these. And then I look, I'm like, I bet peanut butter and jelly. And then I look, and I'm like, damn, no jelly. So I'm in the fridge, I see the salami. I'm like, ooh, I bet salami and cheese instead. Say no more. No cheese. I'm like, oh, what the fuck? So I'm like, okay, I'm working with bagels,
My guy is at the
salami,
crafting
and
table right
peanut
now.
butter. I'm like, I'm constrained here as an artist. These are my materials. We have to get the fuck to work, baby. So let's do it. I toasted that bagel, threw that peanut butter on there, threw some salami in between, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since that day, I've been in love, bro. I'm not gonna lie, dog. I put my sister onto that shit. She was in love. Put my dad onto that shit. Bro. I put my family onto it. Like they've all tried it at least once and have been like, "Oh, this is actually good. What the hell?"
Damn. Okay.
You know what I mean, bro? But I'll riff off that. I'll segue into that because I was actually thinking about that today in terms of Road to Renaissance and my constraints. I was watching a video by like Nikhil, right, Captain Sinbad, who's one of my biggest inspirations for personal development, for filmmaking, and he's been like getting after like making his like movie this year, which has been so fucking cool to like see him do and like actualize and hear him talk about the process. And it's gonna be dropping on Christmas, which is fire.
Ooh.
Well, like the first part of it, he's dropping four parts of it over like the
Okay.
next year, basically. So it's gonna be one part this year, Christmas, and then actually I think it's going into 2026. I think there's two parts next year, one summer, and then
Oh,
another Christmas next year, and then the final probably summer
wow. Big
2026, I
project.
believe.
Hell yeah.
So he's going like 6 months increments because that's when he started. That's how long it took to produce this one. He started in May, after his script was written then. So
Wow.
it's been so cool to like see that process of him and actualize that. And in this video today, he was talking about like just working with what you have. You know what I mean? Like there are constraints. There are times where like it happens. Like filmmaking is just all about problem solving. Though, like at the end of the day, it's like you look at your footage sometimes and it's like, oh, this looks like shit. This is trash. It might feel bad. You go into the
Yeah.
computer though, it's like, okay.
Let's see what I
And then
can work
maybe you
with.
start editing it. It's like, okay, I don't like this, but what can we do here? Like you start asking yourself the questions. You actually start getting to the problems, right? Because that's what you have to do, right?
Hmm.
You can't just sit here and bitch about, oh, this isn't how I want it, and then you don't start asking yourself questions to start fix it. It's like, what are you doing? You're still focused on the
Put the
problem
clay in your
instead of getting to the
hands.
solution. Exactly. You have it. You have the opportunity. You're just not doing anything. Use your fucking hands. Use your mind or your hands. They were given to you for a reason. Work. Create change. That's what you're supposed to do. And so like that was just like, resonating with me a lot. And I was like, damn, bro. Like when I started Road to Renaissance, I was like, I don't have a sound library. All I have is like my boy's tunes because he's allowing me to use his music. So
Hmm.
that's what I'm gonna use. You know? I don't have all the like I don't wanna fucking think about um like, oh okay, I gotta do all of the like editing in the world and blah 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 blah. So
Right,
okay.
right, right.
I'm gonna have a main talking head segment. That's gonna
Hmm.
be most of the video. Okay, awesome. But I do love to be myself. I do love to be creative. I need to express. And so,
It's
okay,
become
how
the
do I do
perfect,
that?
yeah,
Boom, the lights. Boom, I have my edits in here. Boom, I throw my B-roll in there sometimes. I have my camera moments with the pictures and stuff, and that's cool. I have
yep.
my funny outro moments with the Easter egg moments, which are always awesome. I have the fucking, broken TV signal, which is like a trademark. Like all those are me, and I could put myself in there and I can really express and I can use these like limited tools that I have, but that feel like really capture who I am. And I can, still be flexible with like no two episodes of Road to Renaissance are ever the same. And
It's
it's
true.
like that's so cool. And like yesterday when I was reflecting on like episode 14 and how like proud I was of it, like when I posted that like 2 minute segment at the end, I was just thinking to myself in the edit, I'm like, yo, this is fucking bro, what the fuck? You
That
know what I'm
shot
saying, bro?
was that talking head shot. Like I said, the warm
It
and
was
cool.
gas, right?
Ein,
Yeah, dude.
Einstein,
That's a
yeah, the
combo of
warm, and then oh my,
dark outside,
this guy.
this light on
We
here.
got young
This
Chris
is my like
Williamson
ramp
over here,
here.
bro.
Got this here, boom. Got that
Hmm.
on. And then we got, that was on the orange, which was gas. The orange
Yes,
was
it
gas.
was the
That
mix
was
of.
fire. And then the white lights. The
Oh
white lights
yeah,
are so fire, bro. Like these shits, dude. The first time I tried these on, I didn't fuck with them. After the second time, I was like,
at
dude,
night
these are like the
too.
best
The
ones.
way it all molded
Especially,
together,
especially, yeah, they're
and like
super
the
fire, bro.
color,
You're
the
right.
natural color grade of your camera, which is on a warmer
Yeah,
in
exactly.
general.
It's actually I actually have like a filter on it.
Oh,
That's the filter I keep it on. It's called like pop. I keep it on there.
oh, okay.
I can actually take it out. I'll show you what it looks like regularly, just because that's.
I'm about to see it. An alternate Jaden.
All right, this is it off. This is it off. You see?
Wow. Okay.
Crazy difference, right? So
That's
that's also another way. That's also another way, right? I put myself into the, I expect because that's an insane difference. So it's called pop color, right?
yeah. It's
It's crazy,
basically
right?
yeah, a color grading preset.
It's completely
That's
night and
high
day, exactly. And
leverage.
so it's so high leverage, bro. It's literally built into my fucking camera, dog. So high leverage, bro. This camera was such an amazing investment, I
So
swear.
much is like yeah, that's been a pillar for so much for real.
So yeah, dog. I was just thinking about all that and thinking about like how proud I was of damn, like I've actually put out 14 episodes of the show. And this 14th one has literally been like the my literally favorite video I've ever made. Like literally of all time. like ever. Like that's crazy, and it's just a reflection of all the work I put in the last year.
Oh
That's all I can
yeah,
really say.
for sure. It was so polished. It was truly it's truly a mix of like the
It really was.
spontaneity.
It really was a half and half, bro. I looked at
Yeah.
it and I was like, damn, bro. Audio listeners, fat ass L. I'm not gonna lie.
They missed like Chris Williamson color grading on that one shot. It's
Bro,
insane.
it's not even that. It's like the first half of it was the vlog. There's like six
Yeah,
minutes
it's
of
so
talking here and there
spontaneous. You're
in
out
the
here
first
giving
half.
people
Exactly.
compliments and you're with your fam. Your dad's dropping sauce. You're with your
Bro,
brother.
exactly,
So-
bro. I love
Oh,
bro. I had like 10 minutes of like of footage like that could have been like context and like leading up to the moment. When I actually put that car footage, like the intro
right.
clip into the timeline first, and I was like, this should be it. Because I actually like saved that as like a funny moment. That was cool. I'm like,
Hmm.
this is a great hook moment.
It is a
And
good hook. It was
the
a good hook.
car moving like immediately, like this is like, where
Yeah.
are we going?
It's just yeah, it kind of
You're instantly in the story.
hmm.
And you hear dad start bullshitting, and it's just so funny. It instantly builds
It's
character. And
Sunday. Why is this all this damn traffic? Yeah. Atlanta tings. Always.
so yeah, bro, it's just oh man, I was just yeah, dude. I'm so fucking proud of like how meticulously that thing was crafted. And dude, I was so yo, I'll read you this actually. I worked so hard yesterday. I documented this yesterday, so I'll just read you my entry from yesterday because this is kind of like a good culmination of my journey the past few weeks. So the title is I'm Timothy Hernandez.
Oh my god.
Ah! All right. So I wrote this morning, 12:23:24 at 2:05 a.m. Haven't been consistent in here, my journal, in a little, but I'm not gonna lie. I feel like that's just a part of the process. Honestly, I feel like that's a part of the journaling process. Like getting inconsistent, having those moments where you like fall off, where you don't document. I feel like that just happens. I also got to the point where I was find this happened with my pocket journals.
Oh, the little
Like
ones. Right.
when I filled them up too fast, when I found myself like filling them up too fast, I kind of like I almost swapped from like an abundance to like a more like hold back lack mindset in terms of just like keeping like my pages conservative.
Hmm.
Um, and so that's kind of like of where a bit of it came from. But at the same time, I've just been like so zoned in, and I've been like documenting through writing on my newsletter, and I've been posting videos, and so it's like expressing through journaling. It's just like, but it isn't very important. It is very important to me. And so like I wanted to show up for it last like this morning because I was thinking about it. I was thinking about like this, and so I was like, I want to document this. What I'm actually about to tell
Right.
you in this letter. So I just uh oh. This was just a funny like other document moment. I just pulled off for a couple of minutes. So like I wrote that initial line, and then I left my journal, and I said I
Oh,
just pulled off for a couple minutes to make sure Blizzy wasn't in the bathroom
yeah.
and to go pee myself. So like Blizzy was like it was so funny. So Blizzy wasn't on her leash, right? And so like they have like their cage outside. I would like show
Okay.
you, but my camera's hooked up to my dummy battery, so I can't like take it off my laptop. But they have like a cage out there, and they usually like their cage has a door, but they're usually on their leashes and the door's open, so they can still like go out there
Right.
and like like chill or like if they have to use their bathroom, like their pads are there. You know what I mean? And so at like 2 a.m., right? So like I'm hearing this because I'm up at 2 a.m. being a psychopath. But I hear Blizzy start fussing, like
Right.
doing her little
Right.
roughing and shit. And so Mo, my stepmom, she eventually comes out after like like 5 minutes of it, and she like lets Blizzy out. Blizzy's not on a leash, but she's usually isn't gonna leave the first floor. I mean the second floor, just because Blizzy's Blizzy doesn't
Huh?
make unnecessary movements.
Oh, oh.
Yeah, I mean
We
Blizzy's
all have
extremely
Blizzy inside us
calculated
some
with her
days.
movements.
Yeah.
Blizzy's extremely calculated with her movements. If she's, trying to get to a comfortable position, all right, she's going for it. If she's, running outside because, she's just outside enjoying life, all right, she has to use the bathroom, cool, cool, cool. If she's running to give you love, all right, awesome. If she's, chasing her tail around, that'll be her thing. If she's like, on the carpet trying to like fight demons and shit, when she's like scratching her back, She's like scratching the back, you know what I mean? We call it fighting demons. It's so funny. But all of that, but especially for food. Oh man,
Oh yeah.
especially for food, Blizzy will move her ass. But when you call her, no. Maybe like when me or dad calls her, she usually comes like half of the time. When anyone else calls her, 10, 20%. Now, like
Dang.
sometimes she'll go like Mario or Yay if like she knows she has to get like put up. You know what I mean? Like she knows those kinds of things. Like like I said, this is kind of a piece of trash, and so she doesn't make unnecessary movements. And that's her thing. And you know what? Respectfully, you know that's you. But she does like to go and make moves for trash cans because she likes to eat tissue and shit. And so I was making
Uh
sure that the bathroom door wasn't open because she will walk her little ass in there and she'll knock over the trash can and she'll start fucking around with all the tissue. She might fuck around and even pee in there. So definitely don't want any of that. So I got up out of my chair from my journal and made sure that that wasn't happening.
oh, right.
And then I was like, I gotta pee. So I did that too. Then I came back. Then I actually started writing what I wanted to write about, which is why I titled Himothy Hernandez. Anyways, wanted to document my day yesterday, December 22nd, 2024. Woke up and I cooked a lot about working and training. Also had laundry that needed to get done. I was thinking of writing, uh, wait, what's that say? I can't read this because it's really tiny. I was thinking of writing everything regularly, but I'm way too tired. Okay, yeah, yeah. I started like writing it out like as it's like as a story, just
Right.
documenting, and then I paused, and it's
Get
just kind of just
get
like a
messy
thought.
with it. Just
I'm like,
unload.
I was just like, boom, and so I just start bullets. It's just like I'm just listing like one, two, three. So I'm about to start listing them off. One, I did 3 to 4 sets of laundry. So that was like, so actually, here's the title, right? Here's the subtitle. So here's all the ways I was productive as fuck yesterday.
Mhm.
Okay, here's the title. One, did 3 to 4 sets of laundry. Cool. Two, meditated for 2 minutes and 35 seconds, which was 15 seconds earlier than the last day. And that's great
Okay.
because I've only been
Progression.
meditating for 4 days. So,
Oh,
right, I've been lacking. I've been lacking. I haven't been in a practice for like months. So I just started small. Started at 2 minutes, and I've just been increasing by 15 seconds. Three, I went from 0.47 miles ran to 0.62 mile run from Friday to Sunday. So, right, on my run Friday, I ran the first 0.47 miles, and then the rest of it I ran walk, like run walk. And so that was a total 1.13. And then on Sunday, I ran 0.62, and then
right.
the rest of it was like 1.3 total. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So progress on the run, and also just increased distance. You know what I mean? Four, wash my hair, deep conditioner, super important. 'Cause my
Nice.
hair needed that moisture. It was lacking. Five, I had 4 eggs plus coffee for a run, and I said it was for the run, the eggs and the coffee, but
Hmm.
it was really for my slight hangover because I was mixing Tito's and bourbon at the Christmas party.
Wow. Christmas party, eh? Festive.
Six, I vlogged at Atlanta Station, got solid B-roll, some talking heads, pics, fire. Seven, I finished writing the Digital Alchemist blueprint, right? So I finished that chapter, which I was coping super hard about. Eight, I relaunched the actual like page so like people can get it with new copy, like not necessarily new, just updated copy. Just had to change a couple things. Just a quick updated visual. Nine, updated YouTube descriptions. And I was like, oh yeah, wait, what else? Trying to figure it out. I was like, I feel like there's other things. I was like, oh yeah, 10, Jaden's Curiosity Chronicles number 77.
Hmm.
11, Road to Renaissance number 14.
That's a
So there we go.
like a full revolver. Pow, pow, pow. Spinning.
Yep. Yeah, bro. That was surely a day.
Those are
That
the
was surely
best.
a day. That was surely a day, bro. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Life is life and how it's meant to life.
For sure, bro. For sure. So, yeah, bro. Feeling good.
We can tell.
Yeah,
14th vlog, boy.
bro. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna take a break after my birthday. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what I'm gonna do after that. I love the constraint of daily vlogs, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It's just I'm not outside as much as I like to be. Just stuff.
Hmm.
It's the editing.
Because of editing, you said? Oh, hmm. So
It's like editing takes us like it's like at least a solid hour too.
yeah, yeah.
It's like, and that's like the time I was getting my steps in most of the days. You know what I mean?
Oh, yo, he's coping. He needs to go on Amazon and get one of them stands on his like get it like the strap. It's like kind of like a backpack, and you got like a
A
desk, and you just have
backpack.
your laptop, and you just running editing.
Ah! There's two problems with that. DaVinci would not run that well without my laptop plugged up to the power because like
Yeah,
it's way better on the power.
I
Two,
understand.
Wi-Fi trash. I mean, my cell
It's a
is
funny
actually
thought.
like I have 5G. That is funny though. I'm not gonna lie.
Getting my steps in, and I'm editing this vlog.
Nah, that's crazy. Nah, I'm gonna wanna do that though. I like going on walks to enjoy the walk. I do enjoy creating on walks, but if I'm creating, it's like on my phone, so it's cool
Oh
because
yeah,
it's already there with me.
just
Whereas
bullet
like
points.
if I'm bringing a camera on the walk with me, then it's like there's intention behind it. It's like I'm gonna use this camera, so I don't bring my camera on all my walks.
Right. Most of my time outside is really just playing with my dog. It's it's mostly because it's been cold. I'm not gonna lie.
That's real.
I
Yeah, me. I
haven't
feel
been
that,
out.
dog.
I haven't been out like it.
But honestly, I'm from Jersey, so I like I'm adapted to this, and I just love being outside so much, bro. You know what I mean? Like I just
Honestly,
like
yeah,
I was actually talking
I've
again.
been lacking because I can adapt too. Because I have days where like I work at it and it's like 28 out, and I'm like, hell no. But it is
I
what it
mean,
is.
it is different because like when you're training, like you're really getting like you're warming up, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
You're warming up a lot more than when you're just walking.
Yeah,
Um, but yeah. I was gonna say real quick though. I was talking to my nana yesterday. She had called me. She's actually she's coming here. She's flying. Her and my will are flying here from Jersey to surprise my dad, which is cool.
that's dope.
So they'll be here tomorrow. But she was like, we were like just catching up a bit, and like she was just telling me about her coming, and I was telling her about like me walking and having like averaging 9K steps, the past 6 months. Um, I'm like, oh, and she was like, oh, what, Jay? I love walking. And she's like, oh, you came out like me. And she was like, we're gonna go on a walk. She's like, I don't care how cold it is, I'm gonna get that walk. And I'm like, yo, Nana.
Heck yeah. How's the sun? It's been sunny. It hasn't been like London town weather. It's been sunny. It's been good.
It has been solid. It has been solid. I'm not gonna lie, though. I'm definitely liking me getting into running as well because it's me to just like, all right, because like when I walk, it's like I want to just enjoy the walk. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to think about working or anything. It's like if creating comes to me at the time, all right, cool, that's awesome. But like if I have like stuff I know I have to check off, then like I want to like do that first. But if it's like running, then it's like, well, shit, let's just run first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And
Knock it
so it's
out.
like at that point, it's like I can still get steps in, and I can still, still get some of those benefits of being outside. Just like still getting tapped in that block. And so I can still account for like some of those steps, and I can, have as like a maybe a shorter walking period sometime throughout the day. And like the training for the running can like account for walking. And so like it's actually something I've been adapting the past couple I'd say actually like the past like 4 to 6 weeks. So just like this walking mindset in terms of like not like really caring about like how many steps I get on a day, more so just caring about the weekly average.
Right.
And this is actually a mindset I really um I was watching a Hormozy video and he was just talking about thinking more in long term. It's like it really just takes the stress out of things, and I'm like, so real. And he was
Yeah.
kind of talking about it in terms of like when he got to like the point in his business where like tracking his bank account number every day, it was just too volatile.
Oh,
And so it was
right.
just too stressful. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And so it's just like you just shouldn't do that things at that kind of level because on a longer horizon, things look way more stable.
Right.
And so for me, I was like, yeah. And this actually really came into my awareness when for the first time I actually checked my average and I saw that for the last 6 months I was averaging 9K steps a day. I was like, huh, it's actually pretty sick.
Yeah.
um, and I really had set that intention of getting to 10. You know what I mean? Um, And so seeing that I was really close to, having that average cultivated is like, oh, okay, so all I should really focus on is just cultivating that more in my weekly steps. Because if I just focus on that, then like the daily ones will come. It's like if I'm just way more intentional about this throughout the week, then like on the day, like they'll come. You know what I mean? There's also, I guess, as I'm thinking about it now, inspired a bit by First Man as well. Like he likes to say that he doesn't like daily checklists. He like only does weekly checklists.
Hmm.
And I kind of like
Interesting.
that mentality as well because it's like
The
that's
main
kind of cool
thing,
because it allows for that flexibility, allows for that
right?
spontaneity. It doesn't feel like the farmer. It feels more like the hunter. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah.
There was this one. Actually, I need to like see which one it was. It was wait, it was a Chris Williamson video with a guy. Uh, not was it Essentialist? It was like this book that came out like 10 years ago. He wrote it. Um, I need to
Could be
find.
essentialism. Is that what you're talking about?
I think so.
I don't know the guy who wrote it though. I just know of the book and like the concept, the core concept.
Yeah, so it was Essentialism. The guy is Greg McNone or McNeil.
Hmm.
I don't know how to say that. That's tricky.
Ah,
Um,
it'd be like that.
he was talking about like both like with information, it isn't about because we have like abundant information. It's like what's tricky is we have to be able to select between the right information.
That's true for sure. Yeah.
And what's interesting is like
Yeah.
he was also talking about and I've heard this story before. Two it was like two countries that were going up a mountain, I think, or going to like Antarctica, something like that. One of them like hard, like no one wants like it was like the one of the biggest challenges at the time. And it was talking about one group, they decided to go like full all out for one day and then rest hard and then maximum effort and then rest hard. And then the
Mm,
other group was like, we have this set amount to do every single day and we are going to be consistent with this. And
mm,
those
mm,
guys, they ended up beating them like by a lot, like a
mm.
huge amount. And the guys were going like so hard, and then bad weather came, and then they had to
Yeah.
stay in extra long because they were already sore and all this stuff. And even um they had the team that was winning that was consistent with the marginal amount, not like maximum effort. They had good weather, and even though they had like good weather and they were like we could like maximum effort, they stayed true to it. But by all that they know, they could be like behind, but they kept on doing it. Um,
Mm,
and I think they like beat them by like 20 days.
jeez. That's real, dog. It's interesting. That actually feel like that actually is a really good speaking point to why I don't want to do Road to Renaissance daily after like this season, like after like the 3 weeks that I know I want to do, like
Hmm.
dropping on my birthday. The last episode is gonna be today is my 21st birthday. Here 21 lessons.
Ooh.
I gotta
Is
cook
it?
those up. I'm kind of installing on cooking them up yet, but cook them to me throughout the week.
Yeah. Is
Well,
it
I'll
going to
just
be
commit to
like,
doing three every week. I mean, three every day. I'll do that. Commit to
oh,
doing three every
okay.
day. That'll
Yeah.
make it easy.
Hmm. Is it going to be like overall from the year in like your
Nah, it's just
self-improvement
gonna be for my
journey?
life.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds dope, man.
Appreciate you, bro. Um, yeah, that's gonna be fun. I love working hard. Yeah, see, this is gonna be fun because this year. Wait, hold up. Let me write this down real quick. Three lessons per day. Okay, for 21 days. Okay, there you go. Last year, my goofy ass decided to fucking watch porn and fap and break my 4 week retention streak on my birthday and be a
Oh,
slug.
dang.
And it was like, eh. And it's like I kind of wanted to do it because I felt like I was like, it was kind of like this like, oh, like pleasurable, I deserve it mindset. And although I do respect that to an extent, I love rest, I love play. I'm a very big advocate for both of those things. Fight anybody on that. But that was bullshit.
Yeah,
And
that
so like I
was
was thinking kind of like a couple of minutes ago, I think. I was like, yo, honestly, this year I just want to work hard as fuck on my birthday and be like, yo, let's go, bro. I was like,
complete
let's just
polar opposite. Conquer.
let's just fucking be him on my birthday. And let's just go all out, bro. And then you know what? At the end, maybe I'll get a little crazy. And New Year's Eve, New Year's, I'll do my thing. I mean, 21J will be lit. Be lit. And then I'll get right back to it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's how it'll be. You know what I mean? Like that's simple. I'm not gonna lie. This is actually something I was thinking about earlier. This has always resonated with me in terms of hating how long the year is. We were talking about this earlier. Not this necessarily. That was kind of just a good hook. But in terms of having like 3 to 4 month seasons, because we
Oh.
evolve so quickly,
Mm.
right? And so because we feel like the things we want to pursue or our goals, or just because of like our mindset, our beliefs, because of who we are, because of our evolution, like these things that we want to do are our past, like the seasons of life change.
Yeah.
And honestly, I feel like having like a 3 to 4 month period, I really have adopted this mindset from the kill, but this honestly just rings true in my experimentation and just like when I observe, like, and I go back on like my life, right? I see that having these like 3 to 4 month periods where we have this goal in front of us, that's like, oh, okay. It's kind of like this kind of big, it's kind of scary, but we can get this bitch though. You know what I mean? Like we can do
Hmm.
this.
Yeah.
And that's how my 100 days of daily uploads felt, you know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, I didn't know how long I was going when I started, bro. You know
right.
what I mean? Like I just started because you fucking commented on my video and I was like,
Daily.
yo, I'm not there. Let's go then. Like
Daily.
we're going, dog.
Yeah.
And then
Smooth
I think I
sailing.
was like 2 months in, and I was like, "Yo, fuck it, bro. I'm gonna go to 100, bro. Like, let's do this shit, dog. You know what I mean?" Um, I know it's tough, bro. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough. I like 92, 93. I wanted to stop. I'm not gonna
Hmm.
lie, I want to
Yeah.
stop. It was like, damn, bro. I already got 3 months, like 90 days. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, maybe it's enough. Like, nah, but fuck it, then. Let's go.
That's the same
Um,
mental talk from a year ago of you've been doing so well. It's
it's real,
exact
dog.
same, it's that exact
Yeah, it's true,
same
dude.
talk.
That's so true, dude. That's so true, dude. That's so real, bro. Yeah, but I um fuck, where's that?
Daily uploads, you stopped.
Right, 100 days going. Okay, I know where I was going.
Seasons.
Yeah, the seasons, right? I feel like 3 to 4 month seasons are important, and I think it's awesome because I feel like as hunters specifically, right? As people who really resonate with like, man, like this 1 year plan shit sounds even too long. Having a 1 year vision, awesome. Visions and plans are different.
Oh, vision. Yeah, that's a good point.
Having clarity on actions to take that
Yeah,
far out is
the
so
stepping
fucking
stones.
hard. And the thing is, like, vision is completely idealistic. When we start getting the goals, that's when we start having to make shit practical. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, most people's goals are actually visions. I've realized this recently. And
Ooh.
that's why I'm like trying to push input focused goals on people because that's a real goal, like a smart goal,
Oh,
right? You have to use that frame.
you're talking about
You
like
attach
I want
volume,
to
you
make
attach
this much
time to
money
it.
versus I want to work this much at this thing, right? So like the
Yes,
actual
exactly.
right, the actual the input for that output. Right.
So I'll give you a couple examples. I was talking about this because these were like things that I was kind of had floating around in my head. Get big, LOL. Like what the fuck was my gym goal? I didn't actually have one for real, honestly. You know what I mean? And so at that moment I thought that I wanted to like focus on like, increasing like dumbbell curl strength. And so I set the
Yeah.
goal of okay, so how about for quarter 1, right? I'll write out quarter 1, like the rest of like this month and quarter 1. And I'll basically, have this like 15-week period, basically, from
Okay.
today until the end of quarter 1. That was the vision, of course.
Right.
And so I was like, okay. So my goal is to get bigger, so let's get my arms bigger, right? Let's get specific, right? So okay, what are we gonna do? Like how are we gonna like train, right? How are we gonna get stronger so we can build this muscle? Okay. Well, I can currently lift like 15 pounds, right? Like comfortably. Right. I didn't want to like try to like go too crazy because I was still getting from like some shoulder blade pain.
Oh,
And so
okay.
I wanted to like make sure that I was like more so using like the training as like physical therapy
Right.
rather than
I
like
understand.
actively trying to like push my muscles and like fuck my shits up so I can build
Yeah,
them
yeah.
but not hurt myself, right? And so I'm like, okay, right now I feel like I'm comfortably doing like 15. Actually, when I went to the gym the second time I was like, ooh, it's probably more like 12, I'm not gonna lie. um but I projected that out, and I kind of just made what I'm now calling the productivity overload equation. There you go.
Ooh,
Productivity overload equation. That's just a fancy name, but
that's
it's
a
a
good.
very, very, very
That's
simple
quite the
equation.
name, man.
It's a very simple equation though. It's just goal number minus current number. So this is based on like your current input, like what you can actually
Oh,
do,
okay.
right? So I was
Ooh,
lifting 15, but my goal was 50, right? So it's goal number 50, right? Minus current number, let's say 15. So that'd be 35, right? Divided by the time, which was let's say 15 weeks. And so at that point it was about 10, right? So about like 2.5 pounds per week. I'd have to increase my
right.
strength. I'm like, oh yeah, that's solid. And so that gives me a very achievable thing. I'm like, okay, so basically I focus on this weight this week, and next week I go to this weight, and
Yeah,
then next week I go to this weight, and next week I go to this weight. But that made it so much more, like
brother. I have
it
been
makes it so
doing,
easy because it's clear. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. And it's like there's I don't know if a comfort, but a peace about the set plan in a sense. And
Boom.
uh I've been doing 2.5 progression every push day session on my weighted dips. So
Nice.
I started with 30 pounds, or I was doing like 25 in there, but I did 30 at home before. So around November, yeah, it's still okay. It's still even like it kind of excites me because I'm at the point to where the weight is like it's still going up, and it's kind of like I get a bit of an not an anxiety, but the excitement from this. Hey Jake, that's kind of a lot, like.
It'd be like that, bro. It'd be like
So
that.
I've basically been consistent, and even though we've missed days because we're doing or we were doing a push pull legs, and now we've kind of altered it. Um, so we would have like kind of a half of a week of training because he would get caught up with work because he's my ride, my a friend David.
Where
Um, so even though on those days I skipped a day and I'm supposed to be doing 2.5 every session, I would just go up, add 5. And I've
fuck
just
it,
the
get the volume.
linearity, I've just kept up with it. I did 80
Boom.
pounds today.
Go, baby.
It's
Let's
insane. It's
go.
it's definitely
Love
it's
that.
definitely like my most impressive lift, and it's
Yeah, that's fire, dog.
it's
Strap, yeah.
fun. Um, but yeah, like you just need to. It just really is inputs and like over time, because like even though like I'm not big. Obviously, you've only been here for what, like 8 months, not 8 months, 8 weeks. It takes like 5 years to like
Exactly, bro.
really,
It's like
really the first two
realistic,
years,
dog.
and you like develop. It's just
True.
you got to calibrate your foresight.
Yeah, your timeline, bro. Your timeline is fucking off, dude. And that's something that I've just been completely recalibrating, especially with business. Like in terms of my inputs and the goals, the actions I'm focusing on, I want those to be daily. I want those to be in 3 to 4 month seasons. But in terms of my vision, in terms of like these longer term goals, in terms of like, okay, this is where I want to be next year, that's still, that's more unclear, but it's still something that I have, and that's like, okay, this is what I want. You know what I mean? And so it still allows me to like have that intention, have that desire. I mean, it's just like Road to Renaissance.
Yeah.
I wasn't always consciously working on it throughout the year, but every single thing that I did this year led to right now. And it's like every single moment that I
So
took
beautiful.
led to my favorite video that I made yesterday. And so it's like, how can you say anything else? You know what I mean?
God's plan. He got that. He got the ultimate equation, obviously. He got it all tracked. All of it.
Man, God's equation got it, bro. That's why I love math, though. I was actually. Do you want to hear? Do you want to hear a bit about my math story, Jake?
Sure, sure, sure.
All right, but I'll read this. This is a funny Substack post that someone posted, and this is my response. Uh, okay, so her name is I don't know if it's Amelie or Millie. I
Mealy?
don't know,
I don't know.
but Camely. Anyways, she said, "I'm not even kidding when I say this. One bad math teacher can fuck up your entire life." And that's just so funny to me, right? Um, and so I just kind of went into my journey because I was like, dang, bro, I'm genuinely so blessed that I've never had a bad math teacher. Like, genuinely. I took to math at around 3 or 4 with this little calculator game I used to play. It taught
Oh,
me my addition and multiplication times table from 1 to 12 before I even stepped foot in kindergarten. Since then, math and I were soups besties till 10th grade when pre-calc hit.
when
That's when
freak
I was
out
beyond
hit.
bored.
Right.
At that point, math and I started falling off. Thing is though, I still love math just as much as today. Just as much today, even if I'm traumatized by taking calculus 3 times. But I think that bad teachers definitely can ruin such a beautiful and quite divine discipline. Math and geometry teach us about the nature of God. What's more beautiful than that?
Mm.
Anyways, just wanted to share my little math story. Always been a proud nerd.
That sounds like a goaded an uprising. Some billionaire's child. They got like the sophisticated AI do your time tables. And he's just locked in there. Oh my gosh, I just thought of something. I saw I think it was on Instagram or like a short or something. I'm not even on Instagram like that anymore. For real.
Yeah, me either, dude.
What I started doing is like
I don't
on
use
Sundays I'll
Instagram or
just
Twitter no more.
download it again and like go through like a couple reels that have been sent to me. And
Hmm.
then I'm like, oh, okay. Delete.
Be like that,
It's
bro.
so freeing for real. Like it really is.
Yeah, honestly, bro, I'm so glad that I'm like only putting my energy into like Substack and YouTube now because I genuinely get so much back from Substack, bro. That platform is genuinely so fulfilling as a creator and a consumer, bro. It's so cool,
Hmm.
dude. I'm not gonna lie. It's really cool
So
because
you can
like,
see like everyone else's stuff on there. Like, does it like is there
yeah.
a you said for consuming too. So like who do you see on there?
Well, it's like, well, Substack, there's really anything. It's mainly a writing platform.
Right.
But obviously you can share like audio, video, and like images and stuff. Like you can upload
Mhm.
those things too.
Right,
But
right.
it is focused around writers. And I feel like the thing is, Substack kind of just stands out in my opinion. It just feels so much more authentic. It feels so much more connected, so much more like
You can put
we all
you
like
better.
care and genuine.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It feels like it's like a community. You know what I mean?
All
It's
right.
like I felt like I had a hard time connecting to Twitter a lot of the time. And honestly, I
Oh.
feel like a lot of that could have been because of like my feed wasn't as curated to me in terms of like mainly just being like business stuff,
Right.
and you know like some
Mm-hmm.
spirituality creators who I like really love and stuff. But like honestly, everybody I love from Twitter, I'm on their email list, so I never cared about being on Twitter for real now. You know what I mean? I just never found the platform that engaging to me. Honestly, just like just don't care. But when I got on Substack, it was like one, my feed was a bit more curated for me just because like they allowed me to like pick interests when I made my account months ago. And so my feed had been curated. And so when I started engaging just a week ago, it was like I was instantly pulled into it and I was like, yo, this is sick. Like I feel so drawn to actually like talk to these people. Like the thing is, if you want to grow on like Insta or on Twitter, like you have to engage. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
you have to do those things. And it's like honestly,
Story.
Substack is
It's
really the
it's a
same thing.
whole yeah.
And it's like, in my opinion, if you don't genuinely use the platforms, if you don't genuinely like spend time on those, if you don't consume on those platforms, I don't believe you should. I don't believe you should create content you don't consume. That's actually a belief I'm standing for. On. Like I tried doing shorts for a bit, like just like clipping my videos. It didn't feel right. I'm like, I hate this. I don't even watch shorts. Like I don't give a fuck about these shits, honestly. Like I don't give a fuck at all. Like I'd rather just make long form and write.
Yeah.
It's like that's what. that's what comes out of me. That's what I love. Like, let's do that. And it's like that's what I consume as well. That's what inspires me. Vlogs as well, like those. I actually have been getting more into like watching more like vlogs and film. I've always kept
Mhm.
up with like my like watching shows
OGs.
and stuff. Like I'm always die hard on like watching shows. I'm never gonna be someone that was like, oh no, you watching like TV is like fuck that. Like Hamza likes to say this, oh like 1 hour of video games. Honestly, like I mean I don't play video games just because I'm too in love with business and I'd rather
Right.
put my goals to that. But like
Hmm.
in terms of like shows, it's like I don't put any goals to watching a fucking TV show. I'm watching a TV show because I want to be entertained. And at the same time, yeah, I can be entertained. I can like learn through storytelling, which is awesome. I can connect with these characters, which makes me connect with myself, which is awesome. Makes me connect with life, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Stories are an amazing vehicle, and however you consume story, in my opinion, is like that's your right, right? And so, for me, like I also love that just because I'm a filmmaker, and so like watching
Exactly.
TV, watching shows inspires me, and it gives me
Facts.
things to create from. You know what I mean? And so it's like that really just serves me and who I am. I mean, it's like for Hamza, it's like Hamza doesn't fucking do that kind of shit. So obviously that isn't on his fucking radar at all. And
Right.
so it's like, all right, fair enough. That's also just not his temperament. It's fine. You know what I mean? And the thing is, like, this is something I've been trying to kind of like not necessarily hallmark, but kind of like leave as an undertone of my channel. It's like I'm here to make sure you're not in a box. I mean, like
Oh,
I don't want to put you in one. I'm here to make sure you're out of it.
right.
And so it's like if I tell you something, it's like I don't really think so, Jaden. It's like cool. It's like, but what does resonate? It's like because if you're watching me, and it's like something does. And it's like that's what I want you to act on because realistically, there's never going to be 100% alignment with everybody that you
Oh
watch.
yeah.
That's just not how it works. It's
Hmm.
like there are things Hamza says. It's like "Well, I don't
Yeah.
care. It's like that's fine because the things that Hamza does says it's awesome. I was kind of realizing this recently. I love that Hamza is kind of like this. He's a very like polarized like masculine figure for me, which is
Right.
awesome because like I'm like not as masculine, and so I can kind of like, am I being my authentic self by like gauging how like close I am to like him almost,
Oh,
but I also it's like how close am I to my authentic self? Like, am I actually tapping into my masculine? It really allows me to like um
checks yourself.
that's my edge on both sides, exactly
Yeah.
on both sides, and I think that's actually very valuable. I mean, I love
Yeah.
that for myself, and so that's something I really like. I really appreciate about like the parasympathetic relationship I have with Hamza, even though I have interacted with him on occasion. Um, but yeah, I feel like it's so cool to like have all of these like inputs that I'm consuming in terms of just like the things that like genuinely inspire me. You know what I mean? Because I feel like when that's how you consume, it's like the things that you want to create will just come from there. I feel like the
That's
things you're
true.
naturally inclined to consume are the things you'll probably naturally be inclined to create. No, no. You know what I mean? It's like if
That's
you're intrigued in
facts.
this, then you probably want to make
Because
something like
really,
it too, you know?
okay, you look at like somebody's regular YouTube watching and stuff, or like shows or movies, and maybe like something with creation. Honestly, like if you can see that, you can see a very, very pure, um, like the interest and personality of
I was to
that
say you
person.
can see a very good picture of them. You get a good idea of who they
Exactly.
are.
Yes.
You get a solid framework. Obviously, you don't know the fucking depths of their life, but you
Yeah,
start
yeah,
getting
yeah.
some like, oh, okay, I can start getting a solid mold of who they are as a character, of their
Hmm.
personality, of the persona. You know what I mean? And that starts allowing you to connect, to have empathy. You know what I mean? Start building connection, and it's the
Yeah,
gateway into the depth.
facts. Common interest. You be watching
Yeah, man.
movies? You said
No, I
shows.
fucking love movies, dude.
Yeah,
Mainly shows, but I love movies. Like I only tap
yeah.
into movies occasionally just because they're
Hmm.
longer, and like I
Exactly.
love watching movies all the way through. Like I don't
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
not watching movies. You know what I mean? It's like I'm usually just like working, so it's like I like putting intention into watching a movie. Like if it comes to me,
Right.
it's like, yo, I got time today. Yo, let's fucking get that shit, dog.
Hmm.
Or it's like if the fam is like, yo, let's watch this. I'm on that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like I'll go watch a movie with the fam. That's usually how I get movies in watching watching with the fam. Most of the time, I'm consuming like entertainment. It shows. It's just like at the end of a hard day, bro. My brain's cooked. I don't want to think. Boom! Let's throw some TV on. I mean, like
Yeah.
I just watch it on my phone, but yeah, like let's throw a show on. I usually have like one show or like once like three I have in rotation that I have. So right now it's like I'm bouncing between Once Upon a Time and Peaky Blinders. Very interesting, very polarizing subjects.
Dude, that's like, yeah. Oh my gosh. I was so intrigued by Once Upon a Time when I was a kid. I remember
I'm
when that
so
was
in love
playing
with
on
that shit.
ABC. Maybe I
This
need to
is my
rewatch that.
seventh rewatch.
Dang. Another
This is my
show that's
sixth
like,
rewatch of Peaky Blinders actually as well.
hmm. I was watching, I picked up Peaky Blinders in like high school. I think I was a junior.
Mm.
Um, bro, I was watching that junk in class. So we had Chromebooks, right? Yeah, it's it's the
Nice,
school
bro.
Chromebook.
Nice.
I'm telling you,
Nice.
I was on it, bro. I had like a whole I was going from site to site to site that had list of like unblocked movies and stuff. And I spent like a whole period trial error. Oh, I found one.
Yo, it'd
I'll
be
just
like
be
that,
sitting back.
dog.
AirPods in, I'm locked in. Screw this work.
Yo, that's so fire, bro.
But the thing is,
That's so
I
fire.
didn't finish. I finished. I got stopped around like season three because like one of the episodes. It was like one of the one to. It was like the one to last episode, bro. And I'm
Mm.
pretty
Do you
sure it's
remember what
like,
part?
um, I think Grace like came back and stuff. Uh, it was around there. It's been a minute, but
Interesting. Okay.
there's
I'll
like
say
how
it.
many seasons of Peaky Blinders? Like seven or something?
6.
Six? Yeah.
And I think they're coming out with the movie? Or has the
There's a
movie come
movie.
out? I think they're coming out with one. Pretty sure they're coming out with one.
That'd be dope. I want my father to see that. I don't know if I want to show. I don't know if I want to play that on
Oh, excuse
family
me.
TV. You know
Yeah,
what
I
I
don't know about that
mean?
one.
Yeah.
That shit
You
gets
know,
real,
you
bro. Peaky
know.
Blinders is real, dude.
Some some
That shit gets super
some
real.
background characters
That shit
sitting
is
on the
crazy.
couch that's
Yeah, that shit is bad, bro. That shit could get bad. Yeah.
watch
Nah, saying that out loud, Once Upon a Time and Peaky Blinders are the two shows that I'm bouncing back in between. That's so funny.
they are
It's
polarized.
like I feel like that just shows who I am, right?
Right,
You know what
right.
I mean?
I definitely
It's like
yeah.
I feel like I'm just so tapped into like this is something I've been like really trying to like get more into myself. It's like, bro, how do I really go deeper? Like this is actually there's this guy, his name is Joel. Joel I forgot I don't know how to pronounce his last name. But he has this YouTube channel called the Career Archetypes. That's like the name of his like brand in his
Right.
like this like school communities, like that's his business, right?
All right.
He helps people find their purpose and their career, and he kind of like has these career archetypes for people, and it's super cool, right? So he's a philosopher,
Oh.
um, and he like really helps like the spiritually and the creatively inclined, and people who more so like have multiple interests, multiple passions. Like, how do I overlap these? And I
Ooh.
found one of his videos that like recently popped off called "Why Multi-Passionate People Need to Approach Mastery Differently." And just like one idea of just like the novelty that you get from having multiple interests and overlapping them is something that no, like you can't get that anywhere else. A
That's what's so
single-minded person
beautiful
that's
about
only
a
focused on
YouTube
something.
channel, dude.
Exactly, bro.
You
And
show
that's the thing
yourself.
about you are the niche. You like being
Exactly.
personal brand, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You.
That's why like okay, obviously I've been slacking because I've been playing video games and not doing work. But couple nights I'll stay up. Like when my head hits that pillow, the not goals, but visions, those type things.
Yeah.
So like I still
Put
like
this camera down.
imagine like me having videos of like building a cabin in the woods or like
Mm.
building cars or like film and also like the cinematography of like both that's already an overlapping thing. Plus like
Yeah.
getting to tech. Like
Mm.
obviously your boy is a bit of a typist and a geek. I do want to build like my own
I gotta
PC
get into
one
that.
day. Which
Oh, word? That's
my
fire,
boy,
dude.
yeah, he made like got like one of them cheap ones. He got some cool linear keys on him. It sounds good. But
Mm.
yeah, I just and oh yeah, and like fitness content. It's just me,
Mm.
you know?
Facts, bro.
Like that's
Facts.
so
And
dope.
like that's the thing. It's like that's what Road to Renaissance has been for me.
It's
And that's exactly why
a
I
day in the
said like
life.
I'm not here to put you in a box. I'm here to make sure you're not in one.
Mm-hmm.
Because more often, like the thing is, I actually genuinely believe that if more people were being honest with themselves, more people are actually hunters and not farmers. Now, I'm not gonna say like the population is like most
Right, right.
hunters than farmers. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying people that may think they're farmers are living farmer lifestyles are actually hunters and they're just bullshitting themselves. And they need to stop coping.
They need to free themselves, right?
Exactly, bro. Because the thing is, I think I forgot. I think this is Da Vinci. I think Da Vinci said this. Um, I think there's like this story of he was doing this painting. He was contracted to do this painting, right? But this guy didn't know he was Da Vinci, right? He just thought he was like some random painter from fucking Florence. Right? Some fucking bastard planter from Florence. Who's this guy? Right? And
Uh,
so Da Vinci is working on this painting. One day he's going hard as fuck in the paint. And then he rests. As us creators do, right? We need our rest. And so this guy is like, yo, what's going on? This guy was just working hard and now he's like slacking, he's bullshitting, he's not here. It's like, what's happening? And so he kind of, is kind of sticking. And so he kind of like gets the authorities to like get, Da Vinci there, whatever. And so Da Vinci pulls up, he gets questioned. He's like, oh, blah blah blah, why aren't you doing this? And, why you're not doing the work that you were contracted and paid for? And he said that something along the lines of this.
hmm.
You
Eh,
have to be able to recognize when a man works better when he works less.
hmm. Better with less. Or like, yeah, it's their definition. Okay, it's the farmer's definition of more, but it's like the more for a hunter in a sense. You know? Like how
Yeah, I
the
see what you're saying. I
definition
see. Yeah,
it's
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 like the
it's it's
frame.
from
Yeah,
a
because the
different
perspective is different.
exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
exactly. It's because the perspective of the farmer is like, hey, we're hitting this consistent amount every day. Like, why
Hmm.
aren't you like doing this that you said
Exactly.
you were going to show up for? But it's like from the hunter's perspective, it's like, but what if it like okay, let's give this example. Let's just throw numbers to it to make it exact, right? Let's say let's say I was supposed to show up and I was supposed to write one page a day, right? That's what you let's say you wanted let's say you contracted me to write a 21-page ebook. So you want it done in 3 weeks. Okay, cool, awesome. And so you're like, okay, so he writes one page on the first day and just like on the second day, and
Right,
awesome.
right, right.
That's how a farmer might approach it, right? Okay, cool. But a hunter might be like, okay, the first day, I'm just gonna fucking go. And I'll fucking get 10 pages out. And then for like 3 days, you don't even think about that shit.
Yeah.
And
You
then you're
just
like,
back to
and then
life.
you're like, oh man,
Right,
I've been
right.
fucking around. Let me get back to this work. That's what I've been doing with the digital alchemist blueprint for the past week. So you're like, okay, let me stop bullshitting. You get back to it. On day 4, you get a page out. Day 5, you get a page out. It's not like us hunters don't have periods where we just, check those consistent boxes. We need
Yeah,
those
yeah, yeah.
times. We can't always just go fucking crazy in the paint. That's unrealistic. Let's keep it up. You know what I mean? But there are times where we feel called to like, yo, let's go fucking crazy in the paint. And so we go for it.
Right,
And so, I mean, we were averaging like, let's say for a week, we actually did do one page a day. And so we're like page 17, 18 now.
right.
And we're like, we have a week left and we have 3 pages to write, 4 pages to write. You're like, okay, we have a few days to write them. You know what I mean? We have a couple days to edit. We still have some time to like go away from the project, come back fresh,
Right.
re-edit. Very important. And
That's
then
where
get it
like
back out.
looking at the week margin and not the day-to-day margin. And it's really
Can be a very
yeah, it's
powerful concept.
basically in simple terms, time in the chair isn't progress in the chair. Progress in the chair is progress in the chair. So
That's so real, dude.
yeah.
That's so real, dude. I love that
Because
actually.
you
I
can
love that.
just be sitting here.
You can be
And
sitting here doing nothing.
like you said, you hit that wall or something and you're writing 3 sentences and then deleting those 3 sentences and then making another 3 sentences and you over here. Mm-mm.
Swear, dude, I was typing and dude, like when you're typing on the doc and you just start
Yeah,
seeing
yeah.
like the hella red underlines?
That's
Dog,
how I'd
I
be reading
swear there was like
sometimes.
15 of them shits in like this paragraph I typed. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then I was like, bro, all right, fuck it. I gotta keep going, bro. I'm like, I'm almost done writing. I'm almost done. I'm
It's
almost
what I
done.
do when I
I'm so
read,
close to
bro.
being finished. And then I had like another 20 minutes. I actually found, so I tracked my editing session yesterday as well. So my writing session, I think I went for like 40 minutes. Actually, I'll look at my whiteboard. I have like pictures on here.
Oh,
This
that's
is cool. I
dope.
want to track these stats over the next like couple weeks.
So
I'm on
you
my
use
scientist shit.
like, oh yeah,
I just looked
that's
at
how
the
you
time
get
I
progress.
started, and then when I felt the wall, when I started feeling myself coping, I literally just wrote it down in my time on the whiteboard. That's
Oh,
it.
I need to
Just
do
super
that.
quick, and then I just got back into work. That's it.
Hmm.
And so the first one for the writing session, I started at 9:40 and I ended at wait, no, that's not right. Wait, is this it? Fuck, am I tripping? Mm, oh wait, no. Okay, yeah. This is the editing session. The writing session, I started around 7:30. Hit the first wall. There's only one wall in the writing session. Hit the wall around mm, 8 8:15 ish. So about
Okay,
30 40 minutes into the session, I hit the wall.
right.
Got through it after like a couple minutes of coping, and then after 17 18 minutes, I was done.
All right.
In the editing session, I started at 9:40. I hit the first wall at 10:42. So that's an hour in. Right. So I usually get way more into flow with editing than writing that because
Yeah,
writing like you have to fucking
editing's
think
fun
and
though.
writing is hard. Exactly.
Yeah.
Editing is fun as fuck. Exactly.
Yeah.
Especially because in that first hour of editing, I was doing the vlog aspect. And so I was
Oh,
really
that
in the
was
zone.
you.
I was in the zone, baby. And so hit the first wall at 10:42, about an hour in. Okay. Awesome. Get back in there. I hit the second wall at try to find this. 20 minutes later, 11:01.
Mm, okay.
And then I finish at 11:26. So I'm like, interesting. I'm just like, I'm starting, this is only 2 days of data, but I'm starting to try to form, or 1 day of data, but 2 sessions. I'm starting to form this hypothesis.
Data
Is like,
sets.
okay, does a wall come after, maybe another 25 to 20 to 25 minutes? Depending on my current skill level, is a wall going to arise at another 20 to 25 minutes? I can account for that. So that's something I'm keeping track
Plus,
of, just because I feel like that's good data to have and like understanding about like how like much you can sprint before you like need a rest. And the
right.
thing is, you can just rest for like 5 10 minutes. You can go recharge by going on a quick
Facts.
walk outside. You can just
Facts.
even if you want to take a quick nap, that works as well, and get back to work. I was writing about that in
That's
my ebook
something
about
that
like
naturally
practically improving your
happened
productivity.
when I was doing a bit of work. I would like, I would get pulled away. I guess I would hit the wall and it was kind of like coping. And I'd like talk about
Yeah,
it. I would be like, you need to stay in that chair, Jake. 3 hours,
yeah,
stay
have to.
in the chair. But like 90 minutes in, man, I look outside the window and like, dang, I kind of want to ride my bike right real quick. I kind of want to go
It's
play with
real,
the
bro.
dog real quick.
Nah, but that's real. Like I feel
Is
like in those moments, I feel like it depends. It depends. You have to be super honest with yourself, right?
yes,
You can't bullshit yourself.
absolutely.
You can't be like all right, is my brain genuinely not working? Like am I genuinely not even able to produce good work right now? Like I was in that video I mentioned from Hamza.
Right.
He was talking about he heard this from Hormozy. I think I heard this from Hormozy as well. But Hormozy was talking about he calls it on the day when his productivity output, like basically his ROI on the hour or like per minute of
Right.
time, like per unit of time, how much work he's getting done per unit of time, that decreases significantly. Right? So let's say he was like, this is super arbitrary. But in the first like 6 hours of Hormozy's day, let's say he was doing 100 units of work per hour, whatever. And that's cool for him. Awesome. Let's say in the next like four, right? Because Hormozy's a hustler. It's like 80 and he's still awesome with that. All right, cool. He's gonna go for that. Cool. And then, maybe he eats and he recovers, he's having meetings, he's kind of talking and maybe he chills, he goes on his walk with Layla. He usually does that. At the nighttime, maybe he's a bit recovered. Right? So he could bust out another like, maybe 2 hours of work. Right? At, like a decent productivity level. But what if, for those first 12 hours he was going boom straight for 100? Fuck it,
Yeah.
going crazy. He probably wouldn't work the rest of the day. Maybe he would, but he probably wouldn't. Right. And so it's like you have to be honest with yourself. It's like, can I actually get back in the chair? It's like, should I actually be pushing back? And the thing is, like, you you really do know this. You know what I mean?
Oh
You
yeah.
know, it's like I can really lock back in, or it's like, oh, I can't even like think right now. Like what? You want me to you want me to keep working for 30 minutes and I can't even think in the moment? You're crazy.
Uh,
Like sometimes your brain is just like, and it's just like, all right, let's chill.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fire. My dad just sent me a text like half an hour ago. One of his guys that was at our Christmas party the other night, and I was chilling with them for a bit. He sent me a link to a podcast that he thought I might be interested in. The title is Picture This: Art, Hip Hop, and Entrepreneurship with Cam Kurt. So I'm like, ooh, okay, hold up, that sounds kind of interesting. So let's happen to that later. So I was just texting my dad back on that real quick. Multi creatives, guys, crossing
hmm
disciplines. Or my dad's podcast is about hip hop and wrestling.
That's okay. Yeah, I was actually that's how I interpreted. You had one of the shots of your dad with a group of guys around a table with
Yeah,
a
that was him and
mic.
all his co-hosts.
Yeah,
He
okay.
has six
That sounds
co-hosts.
right.
Yep.
Yeah. I was assuming that was a podcast or something.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah, so I helped them produce that, do some shots for them, some B-roll and images and stuff. That was cool. I
That's
always love doing stuff like that just because just throw stuff in the vault for me, you know?
more
And
reps.
XP, exactly, reps, exactly.
Side quest or still quest.
Exactly, bro. Rep, yo, I'm telling you, bro. This is actually something that Nikhil talked about. This actually wants to bring me to another point. I was actually supposed to talk about this in the like 3 to 4 month part. Um, I'll talk about
Oh,
this
oh.
actually first. But in terms of December and using December, like my mentality is like December starts quarter 1.
Oof. That's the complete opposite of my coping talk, man. I'm like around like December 30th. All right, I'll put back up the games.
You know, it's interesting. On December 30th, I'm actually thinking about playing games. I'm actually thinking about
For
like
your
even like
birthday?
my vlog. Yeah. Or maybe
Ah,
on New Year's. But I'm actually thinking about like copping Lego Batman, like the first Lego Batman game that ever dropped, and speed running the entire game. There's a hero side, right? There's a hero version. You beat the main storyline, and then you unlock the secret villain storyline
oh,
of the villains setting up like all the things that the heroes just had to
right.
beat them for. And the villain storyline is way better. It's so much fucking cooler, bro. And so I have been thinking about that for the past 2 months. And I'm not
Two
gonna lie, I've been
months.
grinding so hard. I fucking deserve to fucking speed run Lego Batman. I'm not gonna lie. And that's not cope. That's just me wanting to enjoy video games. And I can enjoy video games because I can play because I work hard as fuck. And so if I
Right.
want to play hard as fuck for a day or two or a few days, I can fucking do that, and that's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, bro. So I'm not gonna lie, I've
That's
been thinking about
dope.
like live streaming that shit.
What is that going to be? JC plays or something?
Fuck no, just be Dub speed running Lego Batman 1. Let's get it. Happen or don't. I don't care. I'm lit.
That'd be so
It's like
cool.
y'all are just coming
Because
along for the ride. Like I'm
yeah,
here
yeah,
to
yeah.
entertain myself.
Mm-hmm. And it's been beautiful like past couple weeks. You've been in the fulfillment in the grind. It really is just the optimal way to
Yeah,
live life.
dude. I've
Best.
kept coming back like the past few days of like, wow, I'm so in love with the process. This is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Oh, now I gotta hit this. I gotta hit this water. I ain't gonna lie. The
Stomach
stomach is kind
talking?
of hitting. Mm-hmm.
You know, on that first call, you said, "Man, I don't really need it for the fast."
Now I don't need. Actually, you know what? When I'm working, I don't need it. That's what it
Ah,
is. When I'm doing something, like we're talking, we're in a conversation right now, and
right.
so it's like it's hard because like I'm not locked in on something. Of course, my attention is like purely on our conversation, and I'm present in this
Conversation is just
conversation.
it's
But
more
it's just a
leisurely.
completely different dynamic. Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. It's
It's not like
leisurely. Exactly.
your brain's revving hard.
It's not like, oh yeah, we're in this, we're locked in. It's like it's not like I'm manipulating this hunger right now, and I'm leveraging it in this current moment. Not right now.
Yeah, yeah.
I technically am leveraging it because I actually do want to. I honestly, I said I was going to record the entire Digital Alchemist blueprint. That shit might take me 10 hours, so fuck it. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
so I was gonna live stream that shit after this. So I was staying fasted for that. I'm definitely gonna get another cup of coffee though, because coffee helps a lot. Coffee just helps like with the quenching. Like I
Oh
keep black,
yeah,
of
it does.
course.
Yeah.
Coffee helps with the quenching, and then it helps with the focus as well with caffeine. And then
Facts.
yeah, I got my little cup here, my little MOB cup. It's
MOB.
my dad's brand. Yeah,
What does that stand for?
mentally organized business. You know what's interesting? This is a. Does it say it on here? Yeah.
Is that gum?
This gum? No. This is a cassette tape
Oh, oh,
uh case. This is my dad's.
right,
My nana had been like sending him stuff. This is actually a funny story. I'll tell you real quick. So I was like tossing the trash one day. I was tossing like the trash and recycle, and I'd seen like this just box of these, right? And I was like,
right,
"Yo, what the fuck?" Dad's tossing like a bunch of these. Like he obviously went through all the ones that he wanted to keep, and so it's like obviously he can't hold to all of them, right? It's
right, right.
unrealistic. And so I'm like, "Yo, I kind of want to like keep some of these and just put them up in the room. It's just cool." I swear, the first one I saw was like this one, and I'm like, "Bro, like so this is like MOB, right? This is like my
Yeah, yeah,
dad's
yeah.
brand, dude. This was the list of the tracks that were on this cassette tape. So obviously he has the tape. He must have fucking written this in the 90s.
That's legacy,
Do you
damn. Dude.
understand how
Ah,
fucking iconic this means to
yeah,
his son?
that's so
Like
dope.
this is literally like this is legacy. This
Yes,
is legacy MOB. How are you tossing this shit, Dad? I want to say that to his face.
this thing need Dad. This thing needs to be in a bulletproof glass case with a velvet cover on the bottom, with a nice light.
It's like, bro, it's like if he doesn't appreciate it, it's like I understand it because like
Yeah.
I've been coming out of him for the past 40 years
Mm,
or 30 years, fully.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's like only different. This is my dad.
That's so
You know
wild.
what I mean? And so it's like I saw that and I got this one. There's like some other stuff I got over there. Like some other cassettes and like some CDs. I actually got like an old Sonic game, which is cool too.
Oh,
Like a
that's
Sonic
dope.
CD. But yeah, I got those. But yeah, MLB is my dad's shit. This is actually that's what oh, my book bag is. See here?
Oh, now I understand it. Okay.
Yeah, it's mentally organized business. It's actually like it's based off like it's a story, of course, but it's based off him and his friends from school, from like when he grew up. Him
That's
and his
cool.
mob, basically.
Wow. His mob. That's I like that. Yeah.
And his what's it called? His character name was PR Escobar. So like my book bag here, I have like a
PRF.
little I have a little like jersey symbol, and it's like J Escobar. Yeah, man.
Mm,
Yeah. So I love that bag. It's fucked up so much, man. That shit's been through the fucking works over the past 3 years, dude. Almost four, actually. Almost four, yeah.
wow.
I made that for my 17th birthday.
You made the bag?
Yeah, me and my dad custom made that shit, bro.
Oh,
Bro, like
it was
everything
like
on this bag was
right,
like me and my
right.
dad ideas. Like this logo came out of my brain.
That's so dope.
My dad already had like this like MOB periodically cooked up, like
Right.
putting it as the nucleus of the atom.
Mm-hmm. Nice. That's hard.
Yeah, bro. And then the purple, I mean,
Yeah.
well, this
Purple.
is
This
Jaden we're
guy.
talking about. This is Jaden we're
Look
talking. Let's just
around.
be so for real. Like,
Mhm.
like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Yeah, dog. Oh, look. You see that?
This mouse. I kind of
Yes,
I
sir.
miss
I got you.
my OG Logitech mouse.
Boom.
That junk is cooked from me raging as a little kid. I would
Bro, dude, I'm not gonna lie. You know what's interesting? You know, when I was talking about emotional discipline in the video yesterday,
right, right, right.
I genuinely leveled up my emotional discipline so much in Overwatch. Because when I started getting into
That-
Overwatch, when I wanted to like become a fucking fiend on that game, when I
right.
started getting into like all the high level players, they were like, bro, you cannot tilt on this shit, bro. If you tilt, that shit fucks up your performance. You will fucking lose. Simple.
That's so.
And so I just had to get into this mentality of like, bro, I have to
We're
maintain
such an
focus, have to maintain
interesting.
level-headed, bro. And so like that is genuinely it cultivated so much. Like that's kind of like always been a personality of mine. But containing my emotions, like anger and sadness, especially until I got to high school, when I started like doing like my inner work with like my social worker, that's how I started getting awareness. And then like obviously I didn't have very healthy mechanisms, but hey, I had the mechanism I had. And Overwatch, fucking year I grinded Overwatch like 2020, 2021. Bro, it took me so much, honestly. I'm not gonna lie, dude. And like that shit genuinely cultivated so much emotional discipline in me, so much ability to like maintain my emotion. Like honestly, I think that's literally one of like the greatest things that like set me apart from all of my friends. All like none of my friends could maintain like all of them would rage at times. Like
Mm.
I'd get pissed at times, but it was so rare, bro. Like, of course I'd like yell, I'd get heated, but you would never get me to the point where I was so fucking tilted, I was so pissed, where I was like genuinely like my performance was off because of it. I cultivated
Ah,
that as a gamer in like 2021, 2022. That was not a skill I had
right.
before. And I used to be a hard tilter. Like growing up playing Call of Duty, how can you
Call
not
of
be a tilter
Duty.
when there are campers in every fucking corner? How can you not be a tilter? How can you not? Right?
Right,
And
right,
so
right.
I grew up a tilter. But when I wanted to start playing Overwatch, I was like, I can't do this shit anymore if I want to get good, bro. I can't. And honestly, bro, that shit has held me so good in business as well. Because like, bro, you have to maintain that emotional discipline, bro.
That's amazing. We have so many. I guess our generation and like the youth, we're getting lessons from video games in a sense that were
We are,
naturally
dude. We are.
developed IRL, but
Yeah.
we still
I'm
got
not
them.
gonna lie. Are they the most efficient vehicle? Probably not. But hey, every path is unique, and
Yeah.
that path is valid.
Mhm.
Simple. And so it's like, bro, if video games was your path,
Everything's for
and
you.
that's how you had to get the lessons, no, that's it. That's all you have to say.
Yeah, that's facts.
God damn it, this fucking watch. I really need to turn this fucking 3 o'clock alarm off.
There's an alarm going.
Yeah, you can't hear it. It's just far. It's far away, so it's far away, so the shotgun mic wouldn't pick it up.
Mm,
It's fine. I turned it off already. It has a time limit that it only rings for like a minute.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah, bro. I was talking about the Nikhil thing in terms of like December being like the momentum, like getting ahead in December.
Right.
Because I feel like that's kind of been like a very good mentality for me to adopt. Like in terms of like seeing momentum, because like momentum is everything. Like I kind of like thought about this one day, and I was like, bro, trying to completely 180 your life on New Year's is like showing up to a marathon and saying, I'm gonna run this bitch with no training.
Mm.
And I'm like, yeah,
That's
could
without
the
the equation
1%,
too,
could
dude.
the 0.01% do it? Sure, they could. Would most people? Fuck no. Let's get so honest. You know what I mean? And so it's like, bro, get some momentum. Be more realistic. Set more realistic goals. Actually start taking action not on January 1st, but in December.
It's
I
identity.
mean, like, you know what I mean? It's like, bro, it's like, and so it's like, I'm not gonna lie. I think I'm about to start structuring my life as like quarter one for me is December, February. I mean, December to February,
Oh,
and then
okay.
quarter two is March, April, June, and then quarter three is July, August, September. Quarter four, October. Um, I mean, yeah, October, November. Look, no, September, October, November. There we go.
Right, right, right. Okay.
And so it's like December is like that's the start of the year for me. And this is actually a very, 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 very interesting shift for me because December has always been the end of the year for me. Obviously, December is the end of the year for everybody, but
Right.
December 30th is literally my birthday. My birthday is on the second to last day of the year. And so it's like the end of the year is always a very like end of cycle period for me. It's
Right.
always been. And so it's like this complete 180 shift is like
We just
it
get
can be the
started.
end of a cycle. It's just, but it's like it's just the start of a new one, baby. And it's we're building that. We're building that into the next year.
Mm-hmm. That's why I'm super stoked that I started getting in the gym around November. I already have
Mm,
the momentum.
real,
Almost
bro. Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting seeing like because obviously it's talked about, but I haven't seen it like myself. The just wave of people coming in like January and stuff. Uh, I don't know.
Yeah, out. Man,
They gonna be out. The ones that came in most likely.
it's crazy, dog. It's like
Which hey, I'm still doing
it's like
video
I
games. So
I understand because the thing is like most people just don't understand how to even break shit down. You know what I mean?
they
Like
don't.
actually,
Yeah.
I was watching like not watching, but me and on the way back home, me and Dad were listening to a business pod called Hot Seat with David Shams, and like Dave's actually one of his mentors. Like he's like
Oh,
in Dave's group mentorship. Um, him and like his partner. So like my dad is actually in both of. So like Dave was a partner, Donnie, right? So like they're business partners.
right.
My dad is he's in both of their group mentorship programs. He's like super in love with both of them. So they have like their own show called Social Proof, but Dave
Oh,
has like his own show called Hot Seat, where he like fries the fuck out of you, basically, right? And so it's to like really kill your shit, so you can like know it's like, bro, is
right,
business for you? And if it is, yeah, yo, here's what the fuck you got to do if you want to make this shit happen for real. And
right.
so we were listening to one of these yesterday, and there's this 27-year-old guy who's like selling acai bowls here in the A. And this guy's cool, Hot Seat is based in Atlanta. And so he's talking to this guy, and basically the guy is kind of just telling him about like, a bit about his story and like how he doesn't really resonate with like the casual like 9 to 5 shit and how he's wanted to get after it in terms of like being a businessman, how like jobs don't really like really resonate with him. They get boring after a certain period of time. And this actually resonated with me in terms of like this was like when he said this, I was like, he's a hunter. I get it. He was like, I actually kind of like jobs with tips because obviously like some days it was good, some days it was bad, but I had to go after it. I had to work for it, and I like that. And I was like, so he wanted to hunt for his kill. You know what I mean? He wanted to hunt for his food. I respect that. You know what I mean? That's that resonates with me as well. You know what I mean? And so um he was kind of just talking a bit about, like what he was doing, like how he was making his products happen and like stuff like that. But David asked him, he was like, okay, well, how much does it cost you to like make a bowl, right? Because he was saying he was selling the bowl for $11, right? How much does it take to make it? And he had no idea, right? And it's like if you don't know how much it costs to make one, how will you know how much money you're making when you sell the bowl? You know what I mean? And it's like if you don't know, like money is the fucking flywheel of business. This is how we make shit happen. If you're not, you don't have money, you don't really have shit to play in the game of business. You don't have resources, right? Time and money are really like your like this is all you got. So if you're not putting those things in, it's like what are you doing? And so yeah, he's hustling, right? But he's not leveraging the money, right? He's not being consistent with that. He's not really taking into account what he needs to do with that, right? He's not taking care of those numbers. He doesn't actually have clarity on those numbers either.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like he has this goal of like opening a store. And it's like, okay, Dave's asking him, he's like, how much revenue do you need to open a store? He has no idea. You know what I mean? And so like Dave's helping him. He's like, okay, boom, let's break down everything that it takes to like make your acai gallon, right? So like to make like a fat jug that you sell. Okay, the fruit, boom, 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 like the fruit, the yogurt, the honey, the apple juice, whatever he was putting in there. It was like $21 they came to make like a gallon, right? A big one. And then it's like, okay, you sell, let's say he said like he could sell like 15 to 20 of those if he was um that was like his guess basically, right? He didn't like know because sometimes it was inconsistent. Right? It was inconsistent basically. At times he would like put lids on them because like some people like wouldn't eat them right away. And so if there's a lid on it, you can't put as much. But maybe there is no lid or you want to bless your customers and so you put more, right? And so it's like these inconsistencies,
Right.
right? And so you can't be exact with the numbers if you have these inconsistencies, right? You need systems if you want to be exact. Right? You
Mm-hmm.
have to understand that. And so Dave's just like walking him through all this, he's like, bro, like the thing is you have the hustle, you have the work ethic, you have like the mentality, you just don't have the business acumen. You just don't actually understand the shit. And
Right.
that's really just how it is for most people. Like most people actually want to change. Most people want to do something. Most people want to get after it. Most people actually they might even have the fucking hustle to do it as well. they just might be running in blind. They just might be hustling on the wrong shit. They just might not have any idea of like how to actually leverage that hustle properly. You know what I mean? Or
Hmm.
like what they need to be putting their attention to actually make more out of, what they do. And so I was kind of just when I first heard Dave ask him about like how much does it cost to like make the jug, and like I heard him like slipping up. I was like, oh, obviously it's like Dave's about to be on his ass because he doesn't even know how much money he like makes from his bowls,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's a crucial part. Like that's a lever in your business. You know what I mean? And so they eventually figured out it's like,
That's
okay,
some
he
of the
makes like
most,
six
yeah.
bucks profit for a bowl and like stuff like that. But once you start figuring those things out, okay, I make six bowls. I mean, I make $6 per bowl. Okay, I sell this many bowls per hour. Okay, I have these many hours to play with. Okay, I need this much money. Now we actually start having numbers. Now we start actually having timelines, metrics, and now productivity overload equation.
And you can
Goal
scale.
minus current divided by time.
Yeah.
And that gives you your change delta. Your change delta. Your delta. Delta means change. That gives you your delta for increasing over your time period.
Yeah. It's like scaling from your current identity to your desired identity or
Boom.
result. It's
Boom.
just
And the thing
scaling.
is, it's like at the same time, if what you're currently seeking, like if you like let's say you put something into the equation and it seems too big, it probably is. If it's like a unrealistic too big where it's like, oh, I don't even want to take action towards that, it's like, yeah, it probably is. Lower the fucking bar. But if it's like oh man, that's scary, but it's like, I'm gonna get you, motherfucker. Come on. Let's fight, bitch. You know what I mean? If it's like one of those, and then it's like, all right, get after it then. You know what I mean? And even if you do one of those, you might get into it after, a few days, a couple of weeks, even a couple of months. You might be like, oh, actually, I probably should lower this bar. It's fine. Life's about adjusting. Life's about staying adaptable.
Right.
But you can't go into this shit just completely blind. Like
Yeah.
I was just watching a video by Nikhil like before we hopped on the call, and he was talking about like this how important like having a plan was and executing on that. Like in his first couple shoots when he was doing his movie, it was like, bro, when he didn't have a plan in those first couple shoots and they were just trying to go in and wing shit, it was so ass, it sucked, it was trash, it just didn't come out how he wanted it. He just didn't like it. It's like,
Hmm.
well, yeah, it makes sense. The more effort, the more intention, the more hard work, the more thought you actually put into it, like the better the work's gonna be. Yeah. Hormozy doesn't say volume negates luck for nothing. It's because it's fucking true. It's just true. You know what I mean? So it's like, thing is, the plan, that shit might be out the window, right? Most of the time it will be. But the planning, right, that's what matters. You know what I mean? So I
Right.
kind of just took that into myself and
Planning
I
and
actually like,
consistency.
in terms of like my training, that's something I wanted to get dialed. So in terms of like my, how I'm training, my running, how I'm training my strength training. So I have like my running, I have sprints. I have like one I want to train sprint slash speed once a week. I want
Right.
to train like miles and endurance twice a week.
Oh,
And then I'm doing lifting. I want to do like arms, legs twice a week. And I want to do shoulders, abs once a week. Because I'm really optimizing for I feel like I was kind of looking at my physique and honestly the thing is I think a big reason I haven't been like training as hard is honestly because I genuinely like my physique. Like honestly, I'm not dissatisfied enough to want to change it in terms of like just getting a fuck ton of muscle.
right.
And the thing is, I actually have been thinking about like as much as I do want to get bigger, just putting on like if I put on like 10, like 15 more pounds of muscle, like over the rest like over the next like 5, 10 years, I feel like that'd be like a frame that I'd like actually. You know what I mean? I feel like that'd actually be a frame that I'd be good, especially if running is something I want to like have be a consistent in my
Right.
life.
Hmm.
It's like I don't want to be a huge guy running, you know what I mean? And I actually, I, like when I look in the mirror, I love my physique, and so it's like, bro, if I was just like a little bigger, like arms a little bigger, shoulders a little bigger, obviously I still got to train my legs; those are important. I need to do that. Um, and so it's like, okay, I want to prioritize my arms and my legs because one, I feel like arms are like the most physique, I mean, the most aesthetic thing I could be training right now. And so like that's just something I want to like prioritize in terms of that. And also
Right.
I just want to practically improve my arm strength, which is awesome. And then my legs just because like that's important for like actually training, right? Like my actual um like being a better endurance athlete, being a better runner, training
Hmm.
your legs is great for that. Right. And so boom, I have two of those workouts and then I'm doing one shoulder and abs a week. And so like that's my split. I'm doing three running workouts, I'm doing three lift workouts, and then I'm resting on Sunday. And so boom, clarity. And it's like, hey, maybe I won't hit that on a certain day. do I know what time? Like the plan is to run first thing in the morning, just because that makes it so much easier, and then
Right.
to lift after like I finish my most like hard work for the day, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's like, hey, well, will that happen on every day? Fuck no, that's not how life works. But I have the plan in place, and so I have this thing like when my brain wakes up, it's like, well, we have this box to check. Let's go fucking check it. And so it starts moving. It starts calculating. It starts making moves for me to start doing those things. If you don't give your brain the programming, how the fuck is it gonna operate? Your
Right.
brain's a computer. It will do the programming. Actually, that's the only thing it can do. It can only execute on programming, honestly. That's actually, well, actually, yes, your brain can. Now, if we want to get, above the brain, your mind, that's different, right? Your mind is not for the, of the body. But your brain can really only operate on programming. Like, let's just keep it so real. And so it's like, if you're not giving your brain what you want it to think, it's just going to think whatever the fuck it already thinks. This is why reprogramming and like looking to new mentors and learning is so important,
Yeah,
right?
either you have your way or your brain dies.
And so it's like, which one do you want? Because if you don't like your life, you probably don't want your brain to have its way. Because that's probably how it is right now.
That's how it got there. Literally.
Yeah, bro. So, yeah, dude. Momentum, awesome. Inputs, awesome. You know what I mean?
It's been beautiful.
Yeah, bro. You wanna call it?
Call it. Hmm.
I'm done if you want. I can keep going, honestly.
Oh, I know you can. You got I'm retired. Or not retired, but I'm rusty.
I'm about to say you're. Yeah, I'm about to say you're definitely rusty.
Yeah. Your peak storytelling and everything, you're sharp.
I'm super peak right now, bro. What? I'm fucking 3 weeks into daily newsletters. I'm 2 weeks into daily vlogs, bro. Like, what are we talking about right now? I'm off 6 hours of sleep and I'm so energized. That's how you know I'm him. I went to bed at 3 a.m. Got woke up by my dogs at 6:30. Took him out. Was coping for like 20 minutes hearing Blizzy bark because Blizzy will run her ass for so long if she has to go pee. She will run her fucking mouth, bro. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Let me just get out of bed, take them outside real quick. So then I brought them back. I literally just let them come up here because then if Blizzy doesn't have to pee, but she's like on the leash, like not free, and she's like not eating her food, then she'll start bitching. So it's like, oh my god. So I was like, all right, let's just not even hear that. Let's just as soon as let's just let them come upstairs with me. So I literally come back upstairs, go back to bed at like 7, and then I wake up at like 8:30 or some shit. And
Right.
I was trying to go back to bed, and I was like, fuck it. So I maybe got actually like 4 hours of sleep. I don't know. Doesn't matter. You know why I'm a hunter? And the thing is, I was actually thinking about this. Like, bro, like hunters are adapted to this shit. Like think about this. Like if like we all have like the chronotypes, right? The archetypes and like stuff like that. Like your in terms of like your body's like temperament and like how active it is and like how your creativity or your productivity works throughout the day, how inclined you are to do certain things throughout the day, whatever.
Hmm.
Your circadian rhythm, I meant. That's certainly what I meant.
Oh, oh.
That definitely can be trained, but there is certainly a biological factor to that. And like thinking about it like evolutionarily, like in terms of like the tribe, right? If 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 we're talking about hunting or in terms of protecting the tribe, like from like watching over people, right? Protecting, like making sure that the camp is good, you know what I mean? Like there would have been people that were up at nighttime, right, who were sleeping during the day, right, in order to like have shifts, basically. I mean like light shift. And so it's like even if that wasn't the case, right? Like maybe you didn't have like night shift or something. You weren't always going to be hunting at the same time every day, right? Like things have to switch up. You know what I mean? Like things switch up.
Weather,
People even move
all
as well.
kinds.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Sometimes we're like they were traveling as well. Like most people were traveling because after you killed like all the stock that was there, you'd have to move to
Nomad.
go find food again. Exactly. And so it's like, bro, like thinking about that kind of lifestyle, it's like your sleep. Oh, how good can that shit be? You know what I mean? And so it's like some people have to be adapted to like not getting 6, 7, 8 hours of sleep. And some people can actually up or like 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep. And some people can really operate on 6, 5, even 4 at times. Like,
At
bro,
times, yeah.
I was actually like me and my dad were talking about this kind of like not like this specifically, but
Right.
this kind of just planted the idea in like like made me connect with him on a certain level. This is kind of funny, but we were just talking about how we wake up like 2 or 3 times a night to go piss, right?
Hmm.
And how my dad was talking about he hasn't had like a 7, 8 hour night of sleep in like 20 years, like decades. And I was like, damn. It's like when he said in years, I was like, oh yeah, that resonates with me as well. But, like the last time I remember this shit is like high school. Like I feel like when I went to college, I like never got like a full like 7, 8 hours of sleep.
Hmm.
That's like a very like specific thing I remember about like going there. Like that was a big like shift for me then. Like I could like very vividly remember like I don't remember when exactly it started. It probably did start high school summer. I think it did, but I know definitely at college it was like this is a definite. And ever since then it's been a definite. So it's been at least a couple of years for me, right? And so when that's a couple of years, like for when he said for years, I was like, oh yeah, it's been the same for me, right? Like 2.5, 3, right? 3 years. That's probably how it's been for me. And he said like 20 years. I was like, holy fuck, right? And then I kind of just started thinking about like, yo, my dad goes to sleep times like 11, 12, and he's up 4 or 5 a.m. The
Yep.
thing is like, bro, like he's out hustling, he's out killing it. And it's like he's still just getting after it every day. He's still fucking killing the game every day. And it's like, honestly, it's just how some people are. I mean, it's like if that's your temperament, awesome. It's like, bro, get like lean into that. You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
for me, like I wake up and at times I'll be like, yo, let's fucking get my ass in this chair and I'm about to write for 4 hours. I'll do that. Sometimes I'll wake up and I'll be like, I'm not doing
Hell
shit right now.
no.
Sometimes I'll be like, all right, I can't bullshit, have to work. And of course I'll bullshit for at least like 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour. Then I'll get to work. There'll be times where I have to fucking grind all day, right? Like things switch up. You know what I mean? Like the things switch up. The how much work I do switches up. The times I go to bed switches up. The work periods themselves switch up. Sometimes I don't work at night after I eat. But sometimes I like sometimes I'll like maybe I'll have like a noonish meal. And so like I'll like have like a lounging period like afternoon like later in the
Right.
day, and then towards the evening I'll get like a third or like a fourth spike in creativity and productivity, and like from like 7 or 8 p.m. I could just grind until like whenever the fuck honestly 2 a.m. I've gone to bro 3 a.m. I've gone to bro like literally, and so it's like I can go on that and like that works for me, and then I'll fucking go to bed at like 1 a.m. and I'll be right back up at 6 getting after it at 7 a.m. sometimes, and like that's how I operate. And
Yeah.
that's okay because like that's just my temperament. But if that's not yours, that's not yours, and you can't, you can't try to live my life, right? You have to listen to what your body says. And my body is like, the thing is, I know when I'm supposed to be up. We all do. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you genuinely like wake up and you're like, oh fuck, I'm cooked. I need to go back to bed. It's like when I came back upstairs, like at 6:30, I was thinking, I'm like, fuck, bro, am I gonna go off 3 hours of sleep? I was like, nah, there's no way. I gotta go back to bed, bro. And so I started trying to go back to
Get
bed, right?
another cycle in.
Right? And then Buzzy kept barking, right? And then I
Uh.
eventually brought him back up. And then I went to bed for another, 60, 90-ish minutes.
Yep.
And then after that, I was like, all right, I'm good. So I tried to go back to bed after that. Like I tried to like close my eyes and like, I was in bed for another like solid 10 minutes, honestly.
Hmm.
And it was just like, yep, what happened? Let's get up.
Just wake up, but your mind's already running, kind of like with thoughts. I know what
The
you
thing
mean.
is, bro, when your mind is already running, that's when you know. It's like, bro, that's when you
Yeah.
gotta start moving. Because if
Facts.
your mind's already done, it's like, dude, your body has to go. And the thing is, like, that's the thing. I feel like a lot of us start getting into like a depressed state. Your body can start feeling like very lethargic if our mind is already somewhere and our body is not there yet. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, we gotta catch up. Like, what are you doing? Come
Yeah.
on,
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
We're supposed to be doing this. You know what I mean? It's like I'm trying to be in this chair creating. I'm trying to be making moves. I'm trying to be doing shit. And you're sitting in bed. What is going on right now? We're supposed to be doing it. We're supposed to be out here making change in the world. We're supposed to be doing things. We're supposed to be expressing. We're supposed to be actualizing our purpose as creators.
Yep.
What are we doing? Why are we in bed? Oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Those
Right,
night
bro.
sessions though, like you said, like around eight,
Dude, the night
nine,
sessions hit, dude.
they're
Shit's
they were
hit.
my favorite, bro.
Those are shits are goated, bro. I
That's when
love morning sessions. Night sessions are my favorite.
I would get sleepy because I was like, dang, I should have done this beforehand in a sense. But I, like you said, I'd go up to 1 a.m. and stuff
Dude,
editing. It
this
was
is ex
fun.
this is actually exactly why I had pure confidence in Road to Renaissance. Because I knew that even if I had a dip midday towards the evening, I could always catch that last dip in the evening and I could still get the video out.
Yeah, even yeah, Hormozy talks about like, or I think it was Hormozy.
Probably.
We have like on average like 2 to 3 4 hour
2 to 3.
sessions a day.
Yes. Yes, I agree.
That's our reserve. So,
In my opinion, here's how like mine kind of go. So it's like first thing in the morning. Like so like I could like clock the first two like back to back and that would be cool for me. Or I could clock one and then not and then clock the like I mean clock one, take a break, and then clock the other. And then I could like after that second one though, like my brain's cooked, I don't want to work. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, what is life? I don't want to do anything. And
yeah.
that's when play comes, and that's when, food and calories and fuel, and, we start chilling and,
Yeah.
consuming, and maybe we'll go like lift, or, we'll go on a walk, start learning, maybe we'll watch a show, eating or something, whatever. And then, after a few hours, of like maybe I've been learning, I've been being productive, I've been getting inspired by ideas, or maybe I was chilling for a little while and I was like watching a show. Well, bro, the thing is, this is how I know I've gotten to like such a great place with like my consume to create ratio. Because
Oh,
after a certain amount of consuming, I just get fucking bored and I want to make stuff.
I felt that before. I know what you mean.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like I don't want to watch TV I don't want to watch this anymore. Like, I want to go like make some. I don't want to watch Hamza's video. I want
that's
to make my
healthy.
own.
Yeah.
I don't wanna read this. I wanna go write. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like that's how it is. And it's like the thing is, maybe you can't write. Maybe you're just supremely cooked.
A lot
Yeah,
of
that's fine.
people, I feel like a lot of people, their natural escapes, they might have like obviously they're consuming, but it's like they don't have something to go to and they're kind of like stuck in their
Yeah,
9 to 5 and they come
yeah,
home, they do like video games or whatever.
yeah. Dude,
But
that's actually like,
they feel those, especially on like on a break or something. They'll pick something
mm,
back up. They'll be
yeah,
like,
yeah,
"Well, I was bored. I'll try this." And then next thing, and then they're kind of just juggling, but they still feel empty. I know what that. Yeah, I feel like everyone's experienced that for real.
I feel like I feel I was gonna say I feel like everyone's been there, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely feel like everyone's been there in terms of like, what the hell do I actually even do? What's going on right now? Like I don't know what's happening, and I don't know where to go. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
That's
where
that's
like,
why that's why I made the esoteric self improvement, bro. Like that's why
yeah,
I've been really cultivating this recently. Yo, wait, hold on, Jake. No, I can hear you. Uh,
I'm dumb. I turned my mic off.
okay, there
My
we go.
bad.
I was gonna say, good, brother.
Dang, I'm extra rusty. Dang.
Oh, good, G. Nah, bro. But I was actually I'll get my journal real quick to talk about this. So I feel like that was actually something that, in terms of there's something you said that especially made me want to talk about this.
Crap.
I don't know if it was like just like something like practical. Um,
Referring to
wait,
like what?
what were you just talking about before we left?
We were talking about like a lot of people they'll have their 9 to 5 and their that thing.
They
Like
don't have the other
they're
thing.
they're looking for something to like they get home
Yeah,
from their
yeah,
nine to
yeah.
five and they're drained. So they look to their
Yes,
escape. They get bored of their escapes. They have the
yes. There
desire,
we go.
they meet that wall of I'm bored. I actually need to make something, but they don't know that. And like that's honestly like a really good time. That's where I
Right.
feel like accidental, yo, let me stay up and clean my room, and then you'll have the best time of your life. That's when that
Mm,
can happen. For real.
dude, that shit is Dude, I'm not gonna lie, dude. Changing your environment is so P, dude.
It really
Fuck
is.
me. So P. But yeah, I wanted to talk actually about creating isn't optional. That's actually what today's vlog is about. I already recorded all of today's vlog.
That makes sense.
Um, but like That shit is not optional. Because I want you to think about this. We are made in the image of the creator.
Yeah,
So we're creators. Period.
correct. That's just
It is
fact.
our nature to
Make.
create.
Yes.
And what is creation but a vehicle for expression?
All this around, it's expressing who, yeah, the main creator is. Yeah.
And so if you're not creating, you're not expressing.
Right.
And if you're not expressing, you're what? You're depressed.
Oh, I think I see what you're, yeah, I see where you're going.
There's this quote I love. It says, remember, artists, that the opposite of depression is not joy, it is expression. And so create, create, create.
Yeah,
It is medicine for the soul.
for real.
And I genuinely believe that that like one quote right there. I have no clue who said it. I kind of just saw it on an image on Instagram one day and I was like,
Yeah.
this completely summarizes everything I'm about so like profoundly. And there's so much I could dig so deep into it, which is exactly how I
Everything,
feel
yeah,
with
everything
esoteric self-improvement.
connects to it. Yeah. So much.
There's three philosophical pillars. There are four practical pillars of like practices. There's like three like mindsets behind it: lifelong learning, holistic health, conscious creation. And there's like they get more complex as you move along them.
Oh, it all branches out. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So like there's the three philosophical pillars, and those have like so there's lifelong learning, and that has its own things, which is like look, those things are more simple though. I can kind of actually you know what? I have maybe one better. I mean I literally made a YouTube video about this. Actually, you know what? Do I have the picture on here? I'd rather show you the picture. I don't know if I have the picture on actually I'll just fucking upload it to my laptop. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. The best thing I've ever invested in, not the best thing I've ever invested in, but one of the best things I've ever invested in on my laptop is downloading iCloud on my laptop so I can save images to my files on my phone and then I can download them straight from my laptop. Bro, that shit is so clutch, dog. I swear it's so clutch. But I actually love collecting these like logs of when I write on the whiteboard and I have like these like note sessions
uh,
and then I'll just like have like a cool shot of like
right.
the lights.
Philosophical pillars.
I'm gonna actually put this on the on my computer so I can show you. But I yeah. But wait, nah, go back. I didn't see it.
I'm chilling, bro.
Yo,
Speaking of
the legend
environmental
Chris
change,
Williamson. The legend Chris
wait,
Williamson. Wait, who's that next to Chris?
what? Oh, that's the
Right.
dude. This is what I was talking about. The essentialism
Oh, okay,
writer.
okay. That's the essentialism pod.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I recommend this. What is it called? What's it called? It's
Bet, I'll tap
recent.
that
It's
though.
December 21st.
Can you drop the link real quick?
Yeah,
I'll just drop that into a tab. Appreciate you. You pull this
gotta
up and
do it.
it should be good now. File Explorer, share. I don't need sound, right? I don't need sound. Share. Okay. All right, let's see. See what we got here. Actually, you know what? It would have been. Yeah, I shouldn't share this screen actually. Let me open this instead and do this. I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. I'm
Feel
different. Yeah,
different.
I'm where is this? There we go. Okay, here we go. All right, awesome. Now we can share the screen. Where is Zoom? There it is. Okay. Share that. Boom. All right, let's get it. So,
Yeah, I see it.
I made a 2 hour and 20 minute video on this. Took a long time. I thought it was gonna be the vlog for today, and I was like, this is gonna be way too long to edit. There's no way I'm
That's
doing that.
that's heavy.
And so I was like, there's no way I'm sitting through this entire talking head and actually watching this, so I didn't. So, it's just a 2.5 hour lecture basically. But you can kind of just start here with esoteric. Like, why is this word in front of self-improvement? The word esoteric means to go within, right? You see here, eso means inside or within, and then exo means outside or without.
Oh yeah,
And so this is kind of, mhm,
I was talking about or you were talking about everyone creates with or without choice. And the reality
mhm,
is everybody makes their reality.
yep, boom,
It's from within.
boom, simple. And so like that's actually like where esoteric self-improvement, it kind of like has this like fundamental principle. Like inside of you, you have the power of God. You have the essence of the divine. You have the ability to create many, 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 many things, including reality. Um, and so it's kind of like it's like this divine understanding that you don't have to outsource your power to anybody, that you are the creator of your reality. And that by tapping into your creator and tapping into the source, tapping into God, by understanding God, by connecting, by cultivating your relationship with, you can create true change in your life, and it can bring immense beauty, immense fulfillment to it. And I
Right.
mean this, it's happened to me. You know what I mean? Like this has been a beautiful journey I've been on over the last year and a half, especially the last 7, 8 months since I've like discovered esotericism and metaphysics. And it's been so profound, like the shift I've been able to have in terms of like my mentality towards life, my beliefs about myself, and how much I feel called to enact change in the world and to like actually make more of a force and to serve more, to love more. Like I feel called to be better than I even felt before. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I feel like when all of us, I feel like we were saying, like this started because I was talking about how creating isn't optional, right? You are a creator, right? But a lot of the time that gets like programmed out of us, that gets suppressed. We often don't be our true selves because we're too busy, thinking what other people are thinking, or we're too busy,
You
hearing
have
our
to
parents' voice
undo,
in our head.
everyone has to undo a lot from school.
You
Everyone.
have to unlearn. You have to unlearn a lot of things, man. You have to unlearn a lot of things. It's tough. It is. And that's like the self-improvement kind of part. That's like the purification. You know what I mean? It's kind of like if you want to look at it like more non-dualistic sense, it's kind of like recalibrating from the darkness so you can start even making more progress in the light. You know what I mean? It's like if you're in the negative, how are you making progress like towards like here's an example I can give you that's pretty good. So Dr. K, Healthy Gamer GG, he gives this example that I love. He kind of says that like science and like modern medicine, like Western medicine, doesn't really help you like doesn't really benefit your life that much, like in terms of like practically improving it and really
Yeah.
genuinely making it
That
better.
doesn't.
It really kind of gets you from like bad to like neutral more often than not. It's like
Not
you go to a
even in a
doctor because
sense.
you're sick,
Yeah, it doesn't solve the
but
cause.
exactly though, right? But it's like so it's like science. We can kind of look at it from like this, like okay, science kind of gets us from this like negative, let's say like negative 100 to like zero, right? From like shit to like neutrality. And so you can kind of see it's like, okay, the physical part, the self-improvement, the materialistic part, right? That part of ourself, like the purification part, right? The more like animalistic part, the more egoic nature, right? We have to start with this path more often than not because we have to start recalibrating away from the darkness that we've been so deep into, and we have to start turning back towards the light, right? And then once we're actually in that neutral place, or we're actually in the light, then we can start, actually making more efforts, and actually, evolving, start polarizing deeper into the light. If you want to, this is a higher law of long concept, and I don't want to break this down because I start rambling for too long. But in terms of like, um, just your ability to like, let's say, create change in consciousness, to do work. That's how I define work, creating change in consciousness. The potency behind your work comes from your polarization, your charge, right? You can kind of think of this as like almost as karma to an extent,
Hmm.
almost as like skill to an extent. There's a lot of frames that you can put behind this, but it's kind of like this idea of like, okay, if I put this like certain amount of inputs into something, I'll get this certain amount of output. Like some, this basis, right? Um, And so, we kind of have these like methods that allow us to go from trash to life isn't all bad, but it's not as good as it could be. And I feel like that is like a, I think a decent path that self improvement kind of hits because I think a big paradigm for like self improvement or like exoteric spirituality, like a lot of religion, like stays trapped in, is that like inherently like there's like this ceiling that you can hit in terms of your potential or in terms of like your agency or your ability to like enact change in your life or to do things or to create. And whether that's from programming, whether that's from, putting your power outside of somebody, outside of yourself, right? Victimizing yourself, whether you've been, victimized by somebody else and then you stay trapped in that victim paradigm because you're not
Mm,
transmuting, right? I mean, that's what my book is called for her. It's called The Digital Alchemist Blueprint. It's called A Practical Guide to the Art of Mental and Digital Transmutation. Because I mean, really, that's what it's about. Mental transmutation at the end of the day, because that's what really will heal your suffering. If you shift your perception, if you shift your perspective, because that's really all it
yeah,
is.
right.
That's really why you're suffering, right? And so it's like, for me, I feel like self improvement helps you do that to an extent, but I feel like you can kind of hit a certain ceiling in terms of like what these self improvement practices can give to you if you're not like more embodied in this like divine knowing that like everything is already within me. God is already within me, and that God's will is perfect, and that I just need to follow it. You know what I mean? And so it's
Mhm.
in my opinion, like esoteric self improvement. You see here, like go within and
Right.
improve the self until it reflects the self. Actually, I'll say this quote by Aaron. Spiritual evolution is about manifesting as much of the higher self in the 3D as possible.
Hmm.
And so I kind of like see this perception as like esoteric self improvement, right? Spiritual evolution is about getting as much of the individual's will in alignment with the will of God. If these two things coincide, then we're co-creating reality, and things get crazy when that happens. But when we're misaligned, we're stepping into duality, ego starts coming in, and like blah 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 blah, and darkness and separation. Those things usually aren't good. And so, this like philosophical, like spiritual metaphysical perspective behind esoteric self improvement, like coming in and like supporting it, coming in like being like, hey, this materialistic perspective is great, but it's not all there is. It's definitely a great stepping stone, and it's definitely very useful. And the thing is, you shouldn't even abandon it either, because I did that. And when I did, I didn't like it. It was bad, and I was very dark. I was in a very dark hole when I was purely in the metaphysical, and I was too in the cosmos, and it was bad. I wasn't actually grounded in the physical, right? I was denying my ego, I was denying my body, I was denying the physical plane. That's not good because that's not reality. Like this 3D plane is quite real to me. I can't deny that experience. And so, like, I shouldn't try to. I should embrace it because that's what love is about: acceptance, embracing oneness. And so, I kind of this was actually the biggest shift for me actually recently. I watched the Know Thyself podcast with this he's a Kabbalah master. Kabbalah is Jewish mysticism. And his name is Mark Gaffney. And he was talking about his interpretation of like the ego and how the ego shouldn't be perceived as like dualistic, like almost like piece of trash that like wants to sway away from God. I feel like that's kind of how it's perceived a lot of the time. But no, like the ego is this like unique individual that should be like loved and praised and adored because it's beautiful. The ego is beautiful and it's divine and it should be respected and it should be cared for in that way. You know what I mean? Give me a sec. My stepmom's calling me. Hello? Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah, no problem. Um, I gotta go do something for like 2 minutes. Uh, where was that? Man.
Jewish,
Oh,
Jewish,
the
yeah,
ego,
ego.
Kabbalah, unique. I actually do want to leave off on that because this is important stuff. This is the important part. When I like kind of like had this more unique, like this more this perspective of like the unique self is like beautiful and it should be cherished, right? And it is actually here to serve as an asset to the creator. You know what I mean? And like when I had that perspective of like you are here to be a part of this symphony. You have something to contribute. You know what I mean? And like I feel like when we really have that understanding, it's like we tap into that deepest knowing of ourselves that's like that feels called to connect, that feels called to be a part of something larger than ourselves. You know what I mean? Because I feel like that's what all of us feel called to do. And more often than not, we get depressed or we get too negative because we're often too focused on ourselves. More often than not, we're too in our
Mm.
head, we're too in our emotions, right? And we're not, thinking about how we can serve others, or we're not thinking about how we can move towards creating something better for the world. Let's say,
Right.
you know what I mean? We're
Hmm.
not trying to perceive ourselves in relation to the world. We're only perceiving ourselves in relation to the ourselves or even to other
Oh.
people. And that can be good to an extent. Comparison can be great, but if you're attaching judgment to that comparison, that's when we start getting slippery, right?
Mm.
Comparison is great in terms of like practically improving. It's like, okay, if this person's making more money than me in business, they're probably doing something that I don't know about. Let me study them. But
Hmm.
if I say this person's making more money than me, that means I suck and I'm a trash businessman and I'm a piece of shit and I have to go like sit in a hole and fire myself to sleep. It's like, wait, hold up. How do we get there? That's a completely different story from the same exact observation. It's like I don't like what? That's entirely because you attach judgment to it. So if it's just like don't attach the judgment to it, it's
Different
only
perspective.
observation and you can
So
actually just use it
one's suffering and
to
one isn't.
improve perception, right? Let me go do this shit real quick.
All right.
Uh, damn it. Ooh,
He's back.
shit. Alrighty, we're back. You got another cup. Not enough cup. So, yeah, when I was hearing Mark talk about that, it really just kind of made me have this reverence for my persona, for who I am. You know what I mean? Like the beauty that I hold. And a lot of this was actually starting to come more into my awareness as I like tapped into Nero more. And he started talking like I love that Nero talks shit about most like spiritual people because I think that most spiritual people are too in the idealistic like ideology and like they're not even like actually practically applying like spirituality or like metaphysical principles to their life. It's like what are you
Mm.
even doing this shit for? It's like of course learning and expanding your awareness is the first step. And sometimes it takes, like that time period before you actually implement. But do you even have like real intention? Like what the fuck are you doing? Like let's just so honest right now. You know what I mean? And so Nero likes to say that like spirituality without the ability to control your reality is vanity. I
Ooh.
love that. Fucking love that, bro.
Ooh.
Because I'm like, that's so fucking real. It's like, why know any of this esoteric, metaphysical, mystical, like reality creation shit if you're not actually going to use it to like live in the life that you want to live?
It makes sense.
Why does any of this shit matter if you're not actually living a better life? If you don't actually feel good about the life you're living? If you don't genuinely feel good every day, all of this shit that you're doing it's genuine. It actually is kind of woo. Like if we're being so honest. The thing is, like, I love the woo woo, but it's like, and so I kind of like started going on this like, and this is when I started like when me and Aaron started separating, and I was like, yeah, started like getting back into Hamza as well, and he was starting to post self-improvement content again, and I was like, bro, I need to get grounded back into the physical, and I'm like, okay, so let's try to bring the physical and the spiritual together. Like let's, I've kind of had this like pendulum swing. My first like 6 months, in like my personal development journey, I was more, more in the material, definitely.
Right.
And I was kind of just
That's usually
starving,
how it goes.
like from May to about November. And then when I found Hamza and I started getting into Way the Superior Man, that's when I like to say I started getting on my more conscious spiritual journey, right? Last November. And then, I got back to my Christian roots eventually. And that was a whole thing. And then I found mysticism, and I got more into metaphysical stuff, and the dope book that I actually know about because of a call in Adonis school.
Mm.
It's like all these things, right? And I eventually got to like the second season, kind of from uh November to April, where it was like I was kind of like in this like in between stage, I guess, but it wasn't like where I'm at now, where I'm actually like balancing both now. It was where I felt like self-improvement wasn't doing it for me, but the way I was pursuing spirituality also wasn't doing it for me either. And so I was
Right.
like, what the fuck is going on right now? It's like I thought this shit was supposed to be helping me. And I did realize that a big part of it was that I, I actually wasn't actually trying to do it with God. I was trying to still, do things on my own. I was still in this like more
Mm.
like I'm doing this in this. There's obviously levels to this like reality creation, like you're the creator of reality, because like at the end of the day, there's only God's will here.
Right.
But from the relative perspective, right? From our perspective, we have to see that the things that we do, we believe that we are doing them on, of course, our free will. And that isn't a reality that we are experiencing, and we have to act in accordance
Right.
with that. Because trying to deny that will do what for you? Cause suffering. Because what is that? Separation. That's what all separation can do for you, to be honest. And so, like, for me, I kind of started getting to this point where I was like, let's just fucking merge both of these. Like, let's just put them together. And I didn't have really an idea besides the idea, like just the name, esoteric self-improvement. Like I didn't have any of this shit at first when I started thinking about the idea of it. This was like end of October. Um, and then like after a couple of weeks, I actually like journaled about it. I think it was 11, 12. I look back on like when I actually like wrote this down. A lot of these were references from like my journal notes a month and a half ago, basically. Yeah, I'm
Wow.
not gonna look for them in the journal, but it was from November 12th. I said it in the
Hmm.
video
Okay.
I made about this.
Dang.
And so I kind of like created these like philosophical pillars at first. That was like the three I made on November 12th. And I was like what are these things that like I feel like really encompass like what it means to be on this like more conscious like this like conscious journey of evolution, while like practically understanding that like yeah, I don't know, it's very hard for me to like have to come to a good way of like having like a good one-liner for esoteric self-improvement in terms of like how to
Mhm.
summarize it, because there are just so many like foundational ideas.
Right.
There's so many things that I could say where it's like, "Oh, yeah, this sums it up decently. There's like a couple ideas missing from this, but it's like this starts hinting at it. You know what I mean? It's like
Hmm.
go within, create your reality. Oh, okay, okay. Go within, improve the self until it reflects the self. Oh, okay, okay. Manifesting as much of the higher self in the 3D as possible. Oh, okay. It's like, um, and so, back then I made these like philosophical pillars. I was like, well, for me, lifelong learning has always been number one. The thing is like, if you're not always learning, you're not always expanding. And if you're not always expanding, you're going against your nature, because your nature is to expand. It's infinite. Your nature is infinite. Your nature is abundance. Your nature is to be forever evolving. And so if you're not, you're going against your nature. And if you're misaligned with your nature, you feel it. Trust me. And so lifelong learning for me was a big one, right? And that consists of a few things: daily learning, chasing your curiosities, learning from life, right? Actually integrating what life is teaching you. Learning from mentors, having wisdom to learn from other people's mistakes as well. That's big. I didn't put that here, but thinking about that. Consuming to create. So that kind of goes into the art of creation as well. How like consuming and creating lie on the same pole, right?
Right.
Um, So that's lifelong learning. There's holistic health, which, in my opinion, people talk about holistic health, but people don't actually know what holistic health is because they don't have spiritual health. So what are you talking about?
Hmm.
It's like, what are we talking about
Once
holistic?
again, vanity.
What you're missing, what your nature is. Exactly, exactly. Pure vanity. And so it's like, well, what is spiritual health? Right? Like I'll say this real quick. When my client Tristan from like my previous clients, we were on a call and we were talking for like an hour, and it was like a super awesome call, loving it, right? And we had got to the end and he was kind of talking about like where he was at with like his direction in terms of like, did he want to continue pursuing YouTube and business? Did he want to pursue like maybe writing, and like just focus more on like his health and his relationships, because that was what he was feeling more called to do.
Hmm.
Our call really helped give him a lot of clarity. It's awesome because Tristan initially paid me money to like sign YouTube and business clients. but the value I gave him was to realize that he didn't actually want to do that, and he wanted to like go another direction instead.
Did I meet that Tristan?
That's cool. I think Tristan might have hopped on a DRC call before. Well,
Was
probably.
he like the
Maybe once
guy
or
in
twice.
New York?
He was a salesman. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So he
Yeah,
was always super busy.
yeah.
Tristan was always super busy.
Mm-hmm. I remember
But
him.
yeah, but towards the end of that call, right? He had asked, is there anything else, like anything I had for him, basically. And I was like, oh yeah, because there's something he said like 15, 20 minutes into the call, but I just never addressed it because we started going other places.
Right, right, right.
He was talking about like trying to live in alignment with like, okay, yeah, physical health, mental health, emotional health. Awesome. I'm like, the thing is, Tristan, you're missing the most important one, spiritual health. And it's like, he's like, duh. So he's like, how do you define spiritual health? And I hadn't like defined it at that point. So I was like, hmm. So, it took me a couple minutes to cook, but I was like, actually, I think it's pretty easy. How in alignment are you with the law of one? How living in alignment are you with the law of love, the law of do no harm, the law of accept others, don't judge others? What did Jesus teach us? Love God, love our neighbor, love ourselves, to love our enemies, to forgive others. Jesus said to feed the poor. Jesus said that if you didn't feed the poor, if you didn't visit the jail, the person in jail,
Hmm.
you didn't do those things to him. And it's like, what else could that possibly mean besides like
No.
Jesus wasn't speaking as the body. He's speaking as this eternal nature that's behind all of us, that connects all of us.
Yeah, because there's a part of the Bible where it's like where like it's kind of like a thanking you. Thank you, you fed me. Thank you, you like gave me
Mm,
shelter and all this stuff because he's within us.
for real,
And
bro.
yeah,
Jesus said the kingdom was within us. It's
that
like
is the kingdom.
I'm actually really like I haven't this has been an intention in my head and a desire in my heart for a while, and it hasn't manifested yet, but I'm excited for when it does. Bro, I really want to go through the Bible. Like I actually want to be like a student of the Bible, like genuinely. And I want to know it because there's so much like profundity and like esoteric and like metaphysical truth in the Bible. But like people just can't even see because that's just not their level of consciousness. But
Mm-hmm.
because like this is the only lens I can view everything through. I view shows through this lens. I view life through this lens. I view business through this lens. I view creating through this lens. Every single thing I view is through the law of one. Am I separating anything from myself at this moment? Am I separating myself from myself? Am I separating myself from others? Am I separating myself from God? Any separation leads to suffering. Any separation is misalignment because there is only unity in the Creator's universe.
Mm-hmm.
And so, that's my opinion on spiritual health. How in alignment are you with the law of one? And that comes to, are you loving others? Are you loving yourself? Are you accepting parts of yourself that have been in the shadow? Are you seeing people? Are you seeing heinous acts? Are you seeing things that you could judge, but choosing to see the divinity behind those people instead of the acts that they're doing? You see the truth of them besides the thing that the flesh is doing, the body is doing.
Right.
You see the spirit, you see their truest nature, and you can hold love for them, you can hold space for them. That doesn't mean that you have to condone what they're doing or be like, oh, that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
No, because there's a lot of bad shit that is not all right. No. But that doesn't mean that you can that you should start separating them in your mind and your heart. Because the Course in Miracles, ah man, that's such a beautiful book, and I want to get into it more myself. I have it on my Kindle. Um, some people say it's channeled by Jesus. I believe that. Um, but I there's a teaching in the course that um yeah, where's that? Why am I blanking right now? Love God. It wasn't. No, it wasn't that one. Dang, I'm like totally blanking right now. What was I just talking about, Jake?
Um, it was a book. You said like channeled by Jesus and
Yeah,
stuff.
when I was talking about the course. Forgot why.
Oh, oh.
Forgot.
Um, you stopped at like mentioning the course.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I started mentioning like there was something I was going to talk about. That's what it was. I'd said something and triggered it. Honestly, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. There actually is something that I can say that is like probably still relevant to it. That's like still from the course. But in the course it teaches that like I actually love this statement because it's very profound in terms of demonstrating your alignment. It says that you it says that only that which has not been given can ever be lacking. Only that which has not been given can ever be lacking. So I want you to think about this.
Hmm.
If infiniteness, if abundance, if boundless energy, life, creativity, love is the nature of the universe, then, right, if that's the nature of the universe, if that's the nature of God, right, and we're made in God's image, that should also be our nature, right?
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the body, the flesh, the animalistic part, we can stray away from that nature. We can step into duality and we can go away from the path, of course, right? But that is our nature. And so it's like we always have everything within us already.
Right.
And so nothing can truly ever be lacking. But if you perceive lack, it is simply because you've not given something. Because I can guarantee you, if you start giving love, you'll feel it.
Exactly.
If I can guarantee
When you,
if you start giving away knowledge, you'll feel knowledgeable.
yeah, through giving you well not gain, but
You demonstrate.
it's
I
like
like to say
you,
through giving, you demonstrate. You prove it.
yeah,
It's not necessarily a proving, but it's like you can only give something you have.
yeah.
And so it's like it's a
You tear
demonstration of
down
what
the
you have.
idea of lacking through giving.
Exactly. And then because you've given, because you've demonstrating your having, the mirror reflects and you have more. Pretty cool.
Abundance.
Ugh. So yeah, that's spiritual health, right? And so it's honestly in my opinion that like, well, one, like since like the spiritual plane and then the mental plane and then the physical plane, right? The spiritual plane is like the beginning of everything,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's where everything starts, right? In the realm of God, outside of space time. And so it's like, in my opinion, if you're in alignment with the law of one, if you have spiritual health, the other two just follow. But can you do practices that like more cultivate and like more directly focus on physical or mental health? In my opinion, yes, definitely, of course,
Of
absolutely.
course, yeah.
And so I was kind of cooking one day of like, yo, I feel like when you have good physical and good spiritual health, the mental health is really just a byproduct. You know what I mean?
That's
Because it's
true.
like, in my opinion, like the spiritual and the physical are like really like let's say the anchors, right? If like the spirit is your nature and the physical is like your your body is your biome to this plane, right? It's your vessel of how you're moving through the 3D, and your mind is like this bridge. It's like if we have these two anchors, by affecting either one, we affect the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so with physical health, fitness, nutrition, sleep, recovery, all those things, we can improve our mental health and through spiritual health by living in alignment, through love and acceptance, through inner healing, through creating, um, we can improve our mental health. And that's kind of why we even went on this fucking esoteric self improvement tangent talking about creating isn't optional because it's not. This is your nature. Like in mental health, I've creating in mental health and spiritual health. It is not optional. You have to do it, bro. You have to express because this is who you are. Like it would be crazy to think that like God couldn't endlessly
Ooh,
create, right?
um, is consuming outsourcing expression, and then we find things that we resonate with.
Ooh.
So it's like something we would create, but
Interesting.
like we're outsourcing it. And it calls us
Hmm.
to build something.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think there's kind of like a bar there. Yeah, actually, I think I like that because there can be yeah, because there's a light and there's a shadow side to that. Yes, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, yeah. It's like the light side is like inspiration, like consuming to create, and the dark side is like I don't create, I only consume, and I'm like I'll have this like parasympathetic, like I'm kind of like I'm like fueling my own dreams off of somebody else's, right? Like almost like the parent who lives vicariously through their child, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, right. Hmm. How do we like? Well,
I
no.
feel like when it comes to, it doesn't have like the thing is like I said, there's a light and there's a shadow.
No, I was sorry, I was saying verbally no to something I was working out in my head. My bad.
Oh no, you're good. No, you're good.
Uh, yeah, everyone's expression changes because we've all lived different lives and experienced different things.
Yeah. It's like you're constantly
Um,
evolving. How could you think that like what you're expressing like I talked about this in the video and then like in a letter I wrote. Actually, I'll read a little segment of it. This was actually like this letter I wrote was inspired because when I was like doing like the esoteric self-improvement video, I was taking a break and then I was journaling about the practical pillars actually. And
oh,
these
okay.
practical pillars came to me actually around the end of October. So this is like I think the end of November actually. The practical pillars came to me. So like when I started doing like the preseason of Road to Renaissance, those first like 3 videos before daily, that's
Oh,
when I
okay.
started thinking about these practical pillars. And I talked about all four of these in my first like preseason video. That shit's like 2.5 hours long or something. um, but then I like put them all together. I was like, oh yeah, like these are the 7 pillars. It's like you have these philosophical pillars, so you can really understand like what is the philosophy? What is the way of life? What is the mindset? What is the beliefs behind esoteric self improvement? Because you need the inner, obviously, like that's where everything begins. But I also want you to actually do things. I need you to take action. I want to make this shit practical for you so you can understand it and you can implement it so you can make change in your life. That's what I want. And so I'm giving you these practical pillars to lean on. And I'm giving you ways to do these things. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm very proud of this. I'm trying to figure out like how to actually like really create a protocol out of it. But this is like
Oh, like a
this is the
more
foundation.
digestible form in a sense.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. But this is the foundation though, bro. You know? I mean, I have a decent like with the digital alchemist blueprint, the layout, like the flow for that blueprint in terms of like how it's structured. So like the first part is like my story, like chapter one. Second part is practically improving productivity. So I called the first part the pitfall of self-improvement. And I kind of talk it's kind of like what this is talking about, how like if you get too trapped in the physical, or even, I talked about me getting too stuck in the physical, I mean the spiritual as well. You're too into one side, which is bad because you should be embracing both.
Hmm.
Leaning into either one too heavily is usually still separation, right? It's still not embracing. It's not complete balance, right? And of course, we have seasons of extreme, right? Where we have to return to equilibrium, and that's a part of life. The law of rhythm tells us this. But over a long enough period of time, right? Like let's expand the time period. Like what does it look like? Is it is it insane or is it more consistent?
Right.
And I feel like when actually this is good to summarize it. I won't read the creating as an optional just because that it's not really relevant. I had an interaction like on the first like day or two I started taking Substack seriously and engaging every day on it. I had a super cool like just super authentic engaging interaction with the creator. Her name is Vera, and I'm trying to find it. Okay, there it is. She'd posted, "I don't want to do breathing exercises anymore, and I'm tired of mindfulness practices, of affirmations and motivational quotes. I want to play and forget about myself for a while. I want to feel alive and not just cope."
Mm.
And bro, honestly, that shit just hit, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, what else could I do besides like write everything I wrote? So I'll read it to you. It's pretty long. I feel like in the personal development and spirituality spaces, we often lose sight of the objective while getting in practices. Isn't the point supposed to be to feel better and actually enjoy life? Yeah, most of us get on this path and it just feels like we're an even bigger piece of shit than we started.
Ugh.
I've tried the meditation and breath work and I love it, but I don't do that shit every day. I mean, actually, I've been getting into it now, but I wasn't then. But now I've been feeling more called to get back into it every day, right? And
Yeah.
that's feeling more in alignment with my journey, right? I've tried journaling and it's helped me a ton. Don't do that every day either. Affirmations have never really been my thing, but gratitude is one of my favorites. Still don't do those every day though. I lack my gratitude sometimes. Do I want to keep my thoughts on gratitude, on abundance? Absolutely. And I like today I've been cultivating like a gratitude prayer that I like to do after my meditation. Where I just do like I say like a few things I'm grateful for. Thank God for allowing me to experience another beautiful day, to love and to learn and then I just ask for, how do I live more from love? How do I expand? How do I, you know, whatever. How do I grow today? You know what I mean? So
Hmm.
like one part gratitude, one part like how do I become better today? You know what I
Right.
mean? That's like my prayer, but
That's dope.
um I lack like the prayer sometimes, like that's something I'm still trying to cultivate in myself. Like it happens. Right. And so it's like, what the fuck does Jaden do every day that's gotten him from hating life to loving life? I play. If you want to play, then play. For me, it's mainly through creating, writing, recording, or editing videos, drawing, painting. But it also comes out during walks, while I'm dancing, or when I'm head deep into a new subject, a new subject that I love. Even when I'm watching shows, like we've been talking about.
Hmm.
Getting into flow states every day has been the consistent.
Ooh.
So what gets you into a flow state? What do you love to do? How do you play, Vera? What's something that you did around age 3 to 8 that you loved but aren't doing anymore? From 10 to 19, I wasn't drawing, dancing, writing, making videos, or going outside and connecting with nature. No wonder my mental health was fucked. But over the past year, I've incorporated a daily flow state habit slash playtime into my lifestyle. I've genuinely never been more in love with life and creating. Coincidence? I think not.
That's dope.
So her response, there's more. Her
Of course.
response was,
How could she not
first
respond
of
to that?
all, I love your energy. There's already a state of flow I noticed from your writing. Fire emoji. Second of all, thank you so much for the very structured feedback. It's incredibly helpful. Thank you so much. I started to get back into music, and it's probably one of the best things that I used to do naturally. But I was stuck in this perfectionist mindset, which stopped creativity. I'm working
Ooh.
on getting back to it and playing for the sake of it. It's a long process, but it's worth it. It's like hearing that is just like
Yeah.
just such deep resonance again. And so
Hmm.
I have to say I have to go again, bro. And so I say, haha, thank you, like little smiley emoji because she was complimenting the kid for my writing.
Oh
I gotta show
yeah.
some appreciation. And I was like, this one was really coming out of me. I'm not gonna lie, it was flowing for that one. And then I said, of course, and I'm glad it really resonated with you. Just responded to the fact that she appreciated it. And I said that that's amazing to hear. Much of my family, a few close friends, and both of my best friends, right, my childhood best friend and my current best friend, most musicians,
Yep.
right? And so music has always been a huge love in my life, a huge part of my life, especially when I'm getting my groove on, right? When I'm jamming, bro, I fucking love dancing, bro. It's a huge part of my life. The perfectionist mindset is certainly a tough one to conquer. That one has been a massive block for me in terms of drawing and painting. The biggest thing I'd say for that is to try to detach from the outcome and just enjoy the creating itself. Obviously, that's way easier
Yeah.
said than done, but here's a practice you could do. Create a song or anything else with the intention to delete it or throw it away afterwards.
Oh.
It's if it's gonna be in the trash regardless, you might as well enjoy making the shitty song, right?
Yeah.
Not like anyone can listen to a trash song that is no longer capable of being listened to. Sunglasses emoji. Record videos and don't post them. Write
Exactly.
stories and never tell them. Sing songs that no one will ever hear. Create to create. It's truly medicine for the soul. And then I dropped that little banger that I mentioned earlier.
Right. Dude, oh my gosh, that's elite.
So yeah, this interaction was amazing. So she said that's absolutely fantastic. Music is a huge part of my life. She studied guitar, classical guitar for 8 years. It was like, what? And then she tossed it right out of like fears and like being in her head. I'm like, damn,
Ah,
bro, that's crazy. But she said like having fun with it, playing around with it is way better than overthinking. And once she does create, right, she feels way better. But that battle with the ceiling anxiety, it wastes a lot of time, right? But it is there. I mean, that's real. So I'll leave it off there. But man, like I feel like that interaction just speaks so deeply to a lot of us as creators, a lot of us on this
mhm.
like personal development journey. It's like, bro, what's the point of this shit so we can enjoy life? And it's like at the end of the day, like this is why I like bro, I love working hard as fuck. As fuck, bro. But you'll never hear me talking about what? Don't rest, don't play. That shit's for pussies. I'd smack the shit out of you if you tried to say that shit to me. You
Play
gonna
with
call
this.
Leonardo da Vinci a pussy? If you're gonna call the one of the greatest creative, philosophical, technological minds and hands who ever fucking walked this earth, if you're gonna call him a pussy, all right, you're just an idiot, and I'll respect that.
Uh, that's funny,
Yeah, bro.
bro.
Like resting and playing is so important.
Yeah.
So is work, bro. So is work. You need all of them. All of them.
Holistic.
Holistic, and that's why everything here is the embodiment of holistic. Have the stillness practice to address your spirit, to connect with. Actually, that's actually why I even wanted to go into the journal. Let me read this real quick. Because in terms of like the four practical pillars, is like what do these things cultivate in you, right? What are these for? What do they do?
Mhm.
And so like for stillness, which is like so like obviously like there's like the thing that's before it, like stillness, exercise, learning, or then working, creating, and it's like
Yeah.
what is that like attached to, right? What aspect of that is attached to? What aspect of yourself is that attached to, right? And so there's stillness, which is for the spirit, and that is to connect with the source, connect with God, connect with your truest self, right? With your truest nature, right? Exercise, movement, that is for grounding with Mother Gaia. That's for connecting with the physical plane, for disciplining your body, and for mastering that, because that's a super important part of this life as well. You need both of those things, right? And that's why those are the first two, right? And then 3 and 4, in my opinion, like if you're kind of looking at this like a let's tackle this in like a routine, let's say. So it's like, okay, stillness practice first, second, exercise,
1 second.
third.
My bad. My mom.
How good you? Need to finish this coffee before I start ranting and it's too cold. I'll get this last sip real quick.
Man, I delete cold coffee or hot coffee. Well, not too hot.
Well, I love like iced.
It's been a
If
minute
it's like
since I made iced coffee.
if it's like lukewarm or like room temperature coffee, that shit. I
I,
just starts losing the zest, you know.
I understand what you mean.
So I like the polar, I like the extremes. That neutral shit ain't for me. But so yeah, stillness and exercise, right? So connecting, like I said, like those two like poles almost, right? Those two anchors, right? The spirit and the body, right? Your truest nature and your connection to the physical plane. And then we have like let's say learning, which is for the mind, and that is to expand your consciousness, to expand your awareness, right? And that's very important because like I said, evolution is a part of your nature. And so if you're not learning, if you're not expanding your mind, if you're not expanding your awareness, what you understand, what you know, your bounds, your skills, if you're not constantly chasing your curiosity, learning daily, right? If you're not pursuing these things, if you're not expanding, you're stuck, you're limited. And that's not your nature. That's not good. So we got to constantly learn, right? That's why lifelong learning is the first philosophical pillar. And then working or creating, which is also spirit. It could really be anything. I mean, it's really connected to all three of them. But creating is, like I said, it's of the creator, right? And so it's like this is really the most spiritual thing we could be doing, in my opinion. And like this is really just I kind of like didn't have much space here. But we only really need one thing here. This is your unique gift. This is how you create change in consciousness. This is how you leave an impact on the world. This is how you express God as an individual. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then from there, I started kind of getting into this like, you have to express, like, it's not optional. And I started like writing on it in the journal. So I'll just read that real quick. This was like the actual part that inspired me to write the newsletter, that inspired the video. Just as our creator is called to infinitely create, we too must infinitely create. Just as our creator is called to infinitely express, we too must infinitely express. If we don't do these things, we may find ourselves in depression and negative emotion, misaligned with our authentic nature to boundlessly create and express. Any misalignment with your authentic nature leads to suffering. Boundless expression is your nature. If you're not creating, you're probably not tapping into that.
Yeah.
So that was a long rabbit hole on why creating is an optional, but there it is.
Super valuable. Super valuable.
Yeah, bro. Bro, when I finished writing the Digital Alchemist Blueprint last night, I was like, yo, this shit is so good. I was like, dang, bro, like I'm like so proud of this dog because like a lot of that writing, I was like, is like newsletters that I've already like written. Um, but it's cool because I can still use it as a lead magnet because most of the like all of those old letters are basically paywalled now.
Oh,
So like only my subscribers. So after like 2 weeks, my newsletter posts get archived and a paywall goes up behind them. So only paid subscribers will be able to have access to the full archive. So like on January 1st, I'm gonna be rolling in like my new like newsletter basically like model kind of. So right now I've been doing like daily emails
hmm,
for free. But starting on the first, I'm gonna be doing weekly emails for free and daily for paid subscribers.
interesting.
So that's what I'm gonna be doing for that. And honestly, it's been so sick because like I've been like killing it on Substack, bro. Like I'm literally averaging a sub a day with how much I've been getting on game, and I'm literally only engaging for like 10, 20 minutes a day. I swear, bro. And literally in the past 7 days, I've averaged 8 subscribers. I actually just got one like an hour ago. It was cool.
Nice. The
Bro,
audience is
it's sick.
building.
Exactly, dog. I have 101. I think I'm at 101 for the email list now. So I was at like 152, and
Yeah,
then I
but you
like
cut out
scratched
40.
everybody that was dead.
Yeah.
It was 50. It was 50. So then I
Oh,
was at
right.
102. And then when I started like going super hard in the paint posting every day, people started leaving. Fair enough, respectfully. And then I made it super easy for people to leave. I put an unsubscribe button at the end of all my shits. There's like already like one that Substack has, like that's like a tinier one,
Right.
but like I made it obvious. And then I'm like, yo, gang, you don't want these emails no more? Get up out of here. Actually, you know what? I'll show you. I'll show you it because I love this shit. I love my CTA, bro. This shit is so funny and funny, dog. I
Anti
swear.
CTA.
The anti CTA, bro. I want you to unsubscribe. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's pure comedy. Right. Oh yeah,
CTGTFO.
bro. Like, see, like, dude, like, let's actually look at this up because I don't actually know this stat offhand. What is the average news newsletter open rate? Actually, let's no, fuck it, let's say it was a good rate. Bro, what? A good open rate is 15 to 25%. 17 to 18% is good.
You're getting like 80, you said, right? Oh.
No, no, no. That's the views. This is like my percentage.
Oh, okay, okay.
Like this
That's
is like out
huge.
of how many people got my emails, how many people actually like click that motherfucker. Open
Hmm.
that bitch. 37. That's literally twice as much as the bottom line. And like basically 1.5 times as much as the top line.
Hmm.
That's fucking crazy, dog. Like I was thinking about this the other day. I was like, bro, I genuinely have like 20 views on every episode of Road to Renaissance. I have like, bro, I'll show you right now. My podcast gets like, it averages like 5 to 10 downloads every episode. Look at this. 8, 12, 10, 14,
Wow.
12. Look at this. Bro, look at this. I genuinely get like 10 people that listen to like my pods. I have 30 to 50 people tapping into like all my shit. Bro, look, I'll fucking go down all my posts for you right now, G. Look at this shit, bro. Look at this. Look at these look at these views. 29, 51, 47, 45,
That's
57, 37,
insane
54,
because it's just
54,
it's
42, 32,
heavy.
55, 39, 40, 42, 61, 43, 77.
77.
Bro, I have like between, like the YouTube, between the emails, between the audio, it's like 30 to 50 solid people, like, because I'm sure some of those people are cross-platform, right? That's
Mm-hmm.
like 30 to 50 people who are tapping into me like daily. And that's another like 20 to 30 people who are still tapping into me like consistently, weekly type shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's two classrooms. No, that's two. What? I mean, so I'm just like in pure abundance mindset right now, bro. But let me show you this little CTA because this shit is just so funny. So I keep it in my drafts. I always have like my outro in my drafts because it just makes it so easy to like copy and paste. So I have like my little only real ones get here. Just
The
a little
Aboso.
tired of seeing me in your inbox? No hard feelings, gang. Just click that button below. See ya, bozo.
Oh, I love that.
Yo,
That's
it's
fantastic.
like, bro, I don't want nobody that don't want to be here, dog. Like like actually, I think yesterday I went up to 1329, and then I went back down to 1326, and I was like, nice. That's sick. Because I just
It's so
love
funny. We
losing
get hyped up
subs.
about that, and we get hyped up about negative comments and everything that's polarized because it's
Exactly,
polarized.
bro. It's exactly, bro.
It's
Exactly, bro.
purification.
It's proof, bro. It's proof. Yeah, dog. So yeah, I'm out here, dog. I'm just lit, bro. I'm just in this abundance mindset. I'm just in this abundance mindset, and Substack has really been awesome for that, for cultivating that, because like I genuinely want to show up and like consume from like honestly, bro. Like let's just go to my feed. Like there's gonna be some inspiring shit on here. I'm sure, bro. I'm sure, bro. Yo, Danielle's the homie. I love reading her shit. Me and her are like this is like my new Substack bestie, low key. See what you got. Do you want to completely rewire your brain? Start saying thank you. Wow, gratitude. Boom. Love it. When someone does something nice for you or when something you want happens, it will change your life. I'm not joking. Or selling or selling you oh, okay, or selling you anything. I just want you to have more joy in your life and to feel more supported in the way you're living your life. So do it. Say thank you and see how it makes you rethink everything. So like something like that. It's like, yeah, that really speaks to me. And so I want to engage. I'm like, yo,
Thank you.
gratitude, gratitude, OP. This is how I engage. You just be authentic. You just say shit that you'd actually say. That's it. That's the entire post. That's it. And then now we're keeping it pushing. Everyone else is stopping. Move nah, the path is clear. Real.
That's facts.
Mmm.
Tis the season. People slowing down. That's beautiful.
Damn it. I love that Substack doesn't clear your shit. They're good. Oh, gotta get my praying hand. It's my favorite emoji. Dang it. Well, I won't say it's my favorite, but it's definitely my most used emoji.
Uh,
Bro, I love calling people brother and sister, bro. I'm not gonna lie. It just makes me
mhm.
feel so connected to
Yeah.
them. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Shit is so real. Very interesting. I'm gonna scroll past that one. The last thing I'm worried about is getting subscribers. I'm excited to see people subscribe, of course, but that's not the point. I really don't care if I have 1,000 subscribers or 10. If I can provide you some value,
Ooh.
yo,
Ooh.
boom, my kind of guy. This is my kind of writing, Joe. This is gonna be a funny one.
Dub stamp of approval.
Actually, oh nah, Mindset Mondays. I don't even. Nah, it's over. I was gonna see like what he talks like. I was gonna check out his like page and be like, oh yeah, what is he about? Man, not everyone can just get my email, but follow definitely. You have to earn an email. So I'll follow you, so I start seeing you pop up on my timeline more. And if I'm really fucking with you, then you can get a sub. I've only subbed to like I subbed to Danielle today after us like building our relationship over the past like week. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, no, like I fuck with her stuff. Like let me sub. I want to actually get her. I want to get her emails. You know what I mean? Like that's how it is. And so yeah, bro. Like I'm just so called to like genuinely engage with this platform, and because of that, I genuinely have been. Like people are fucking with the kid. I ain't gonna lie. I'm low key a celeb out here. Yo, look at this. Look at this. This is so funny. So this Twitter this post fuck Twitter Substack is fucking amazing, right? I love it here. It was popping off a bit, and so I tweeted. It's so funny. Wait, where is it? I mean, I noted. They're called notes.
Oh, okay.
Oh, what? Oh my God! Danielle respond to me. I didn't see it. Unacceptable. I need to respond to this. Fuck that other shit. Wait, what did I say here? Ah, yeah. This is so true. Yeah, Teehee. Yes, it's me, bro. I'm telling you, bro. When you just do shit like this, like if you can make people laugh and actually have cool ideas too, it's like you're in, bro. Like you're so in, dog. You know what I mean? Um, facts. Simple. It's a service to this world to create. And I'm not gonna respond. I don't feel like it. But the like, definitely. But at least acknowledge. Um, no, I don't feel like it. You know what? I was gonna find the like I'm a celeb note, but I don't feel like it. I posted like a note talking about how I'm a celeb, and there was me with like 7 likes, and it was just me hype as fuck.
You need that AI photo of you. You know what I'm talking about? That's the
Yeah,
celeb.
bro. Oh, that shit was pure comedy, dog. Yo, what? That
Oh my
shit's so funny.
gosh.
Who was calling me? Oh, go away. All right. No, that's too funny, dog. I'm not gonna lie. What am I doing? Oh yeah, let's put my do not disturb back on. There you go. I was like, why am I getting a call? What's going on? I turned it off for a second so my stepmom could call me back.
Mm.
Ugh,
Hmm. All right.
yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie, bro. You wanna wrap this up?
Yeah. This was
No
solid.
doubt, G. Yeah, this was fire, bro. I loved it. Always love yapping.
Mm-hmm. Certified
Always love
yapper.
chopping it up. Always love chopping it up with you, brother.
Sure.
All right, Brody. I'm gonna catch
See
you,
you.
G. Peace.